Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you.
Only a Carpathian would come back to life now and choose New York. Tasty pick. Bonehead.
We were every bit the force. We live, we breathe, we sweat, we paid the price to be the best. Never been about the boys in the office. The boys that have gone out there night in and night out, doing everything they could to be the very best at what they chose to do in their life. Those boys are here tonight.
Well, I must have been away too long because my feelings are dead. I feel no remorse.
I only am who I am because I was born that way. I have a gift, and I am trying to not be selfish about it, but to use it.
My job consists of basically masking my contempt for the assholes in charge. And at least once a day, retiring to the men's room so I can jerk off while I fantasize about a life that doesn't so closely resemble hell.
It's my house, and if you don't like it, get the fuck out.
Grab a dog. I choke him, and I kick the shit out of him. And I all day long, I put up a dog's ass. Just bang, bang, bang up his ass. That's my pleasure.
Go back to bed, America. Your government has figured out how it all transpired. Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control again. Here you go, America. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you.
Sometimes shit happens, someone has to deal with it, and who are you going to call?
Oh, you guys like to tell jokes and giggle and kid around, huh? Giggling like a bunch of young broads in a school garden. Well, let me tell a joke.
And boom goes the dynamite.
I didn't know that. But now I'm a man, look like a man, oh, a man, and I should know that. Got my head in the sky, and my mind knows what it wants, but my body just drags me down. And my world's something you can't see, but it's still very real to me. You can find it in the hole where I keep my soul. There it is, down inside me. There's a real man, a real man. Forget about my body, be a real man. I see with my heart, hear with my heart, feel with my heart. Sometimes it was fun. And some so-called friends would deep down inside me. There's a real man, a real man. Forget about bad feelings and be a real. Sometimes it's only 8 o'clock. Bring up everything and I laugh at nothing, and they all lead to criticize. You can laugh at me now, but the time comes to everybody, and you must decide. When the dead body comes along, you might wish it'd been a little more strong. Then you wake up in the morning crying, oh my God, it's down inside me. It's a real man, real man. Got to grow up sometime, be a real man. Some of them slings and arrows, be a real man. Now be a real man. Don't sell yourself for nothing, be a real man. Be a real man. Don't take no crap from no one, be a real man. Be a real man. Get your good together, be a real man. Be a real man.
Yeah, buddies, it's the Ron and Fez show. I'm Ron, there's Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
Lots to do today, Fezzy. You and I have a bet that we'll be working on Dave's Sugar. What do we have the cutoff point? I said under 110?
Under 120.
Under 120.
Is what we said yesterday as the over-under on Dave's blood sugar, because I think he's very much diabetic.
You think he's a diabetic because he can't handle his booze?
Yeah, so I use my numbers. I'm not supposed to be above 120. If Dave is, he's definitely diabetic.
I don't think he's a diabetic. I think he's what medically they call a pussy. A guy who cannot handle his alcohol. Where 2 drinks and he's either trying to kiss a guy or punch a woman, one of those deals. Also, we'll get together and go over the other bets that we have, and that's Jay Moore versus you, Fez. Once again, football bets.
Exactly. From the NFL weekend, it went to the tiebreaker game last night, Green Bay against Philadelphia, so we'll see how that all turned out.
I have this gambling lined up in my mind. It's like Hollywood versus Dollywood. And we'll see if this week Dollywood can do it again. And either way, both of you are going to be under 500 again?
Actually, yeah, under just at 500.
All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. We're supposed to be talking to Macy Gray, a little later on in the program. But coming up in just a few moments, one of the great directors of all time, Terry Gilliam, believe it or not, is stopping by here to talk about his brand new film.
Terry Gilliam, of course, member of Monty Python's Flying Circus, also directed films like The Fisher King, 12 Monkeys, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. His new film is called Tideland.
And if you have, like any kind of DVD collections, these are the films that you have in your DVD collections. This is the stuff that you watch over and over again. So incredibly cool that he's coming in. Tideland, when's this opening up, Fez?
It's going to open in New York City at the IFC Center on October 13th.
So I believe we have him outside ready to bring in. Let's play a little bit of the tune from the opening of this. This is actually Jeff Bridges singing this. Jeff Bridges plays this way over-the-top character, and again, you get into this a lot with Terry Gilliam films when you try to explain it to people and it's better off just saying it, but this is Jeff Bridges.
Sexual ambush in the new Wild West. God is a camera, baby, show us more breast for every name and a star on that dirty boulevard. 10,000 of his guys shot through the heart. September gave it up to Robin Hood the day Vincent Van Gogh came to Hollywood.
All right, Fez giving me hand signals, and Terry's picking up at it on him as soon as we come in. Terry, welcome to the show, by the way.
Hi.
We were saying that's Jeff Bridges in the beginning of your new film, Thailand. Is that him actually singing, or?
Yeah. This is. I mean, Jeff's always wanted to be a rock and roll star.
Right.
He actually did an album a few years ago.
I remember when The Whip Comes Down, the big hit single he had out.
So it was a chance for him to really get up there and do it, and he did it. And it was interesting because the song was written by a friend of his, because we were thinking about what song should we do, and he says, "Oh, this old friend of mine wrote this thing," and so a bit of nepotism at work.
You know, the funny thing about Jeff Bridges is he's a big A-list star, and he's been one for 25 years, 30 years, whatever it is, and yet he's still underappreciated. There's still something about him that I don't think people realize how good he is.
I think he's one of the great American actors. I mean, great film stars. It's the studios that have doubts about him. It's very bizarre. When I was making 12 Monkeys, I wanted Jeff to play the lead. And the studio, it was Universal, I'll name names here, said, "Jeff, he's a curse to movies." I said, "What?" Jeff is, women love him, men like him.
Right.
He's just brilliant. I mean, if I could make film after film, I'd be doing it with Jeff. I mean, in fact, with Thailand, when I first read this book and decided, let's make it, the idea of an aging rock and roll junkie, a bit of an asshole, I thought, who would be better than Jeff? Because you've got to love the character as much as his daughter loves him. That's the key to it. And I thought, Jeff can do anything. He can be a real shit, and you'll still like him.
Right. There is something just about him overall. And like we said, he's always worked. There's never been a problem there. He's always been a movie star. And yet somehow, I don't know whether it's because he's blonde or what, people don't give him the same thing as if maybe he was Italian. That's
maybe there's something. I don't know. I think what he's done also is he's made interesting choices, which a lot of people get confused by. The problem in Hollywood, if you're going to be a star, you're supposed to keep churning out hit after hit after hit and do the same kind of thing again, so you don't stray too far from the parameters that you're allowed to work in. And Jeff is always doing odd and wonderful things. And sometimes he disappears because he's so good. But every woman I know just sort of drools when Jeff comes on.
Well, you brought up that movie star versus actor thing. 12 Monkeys, you have two of the biggest movie stars in the world, and yet they're acting in ways that we're not used to. And it's a phenomenal picture, but I guess Hollywood must have been like, what exactly do we have here?
No, it was actually a strange one because it was a Hollywood picture to begin with. The studio had it, and when I read the script, thought, this is never going to get through. They buy these things, but then it won't do it. So it became a kind of an intriguing situation to see if we could actually make it work. And then when I ended up getting Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt in it, they couldn't believe their luck. And at that point, they kind of walk away from it because they've got two big names and they don't pay that much attention, because we actually made the film for a reasonable price. It wasn't like a big budget. But my concern was that, I thought, well, it's a dangerous film because we're getting these people to act completely opposite to the characters they normally play.
Right.
I mean, Brad was escaping from Legends of the Fall, all blonde and beautiful and here he's playing a guy with terrible hair with funny eyes and all sorts of spastic movements. And Bruce was not doing his macho man. And the great thing was it was a huge success. So the weirdest thing about the whole process was when I came back to Hollywood some months after the film had come out and succeeded very brilliantly. They said, "Oh, fantastic, great film." And I said, "Yeah, it's a complex script, complicated ideas, people playing against type." He said, "No, it's easy, 2 words." I said, "What are you talking about? 2 words?" I said, "Yeah, Brad Pitt." And I said, "Oh, come on, you can't reduce that film to Brad." I mean, but that's what Hollywood does. They reduce everything down, and then they spend a fortune on Brad for the next several years, throwing every bit of money they had at him.
So if you get a Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt, you're able to go off and do some different things, as long as they're not complaining to the studio about you, I guess. As long as they're happy,
but that's the key.
Good.
That's the key. In every film I've done in the studio system, I've actually had a really easy ride, because I've always made sure the main actors and I stay close. I mean, if we're united, they can't touch us.
Mm-hmm. So, and is this something you talk to them long before they come into the project? You're like, this is going to be a little different from anything you've ever done before?
Well, no, it was interesting. In both instances, they came to me. They wanted to be part of it. Because I always find it very dangerous if I go and have to ask or beg a star to be in a movie. I'm already in a weak position. But if they come to me wanting to be in the movie, I'm in a strong position. And it's not that I want power. It's just that I think the director has to control the movie. And Bruce was really trying to show that he could do things that he didn't normally do. And I said, fine, but I don't want Bruce Willis superstar coming onto the set. I want Bruce Willis the actor. So I actually made him come. He had no entourage, nothing. His normal support team wasn't there. And Brad actually flew to London to convince me to let him be in the movie because I wasn't sure he could do it. And then I put him together with a sort of a coach, a voice drama coach, and he worked his ass off to become that character. He was brilliant.
You know, and that was just about the time I thought of him, okay, he's not a pinup guy. You know what I mean? Like, he is the real deal. And I can understand why a lot of actors would want to work with you because your films seem to have a long shelf life. Like, you know, people still talk about Brazil, argue about Brazil, and a lot of your films like that came out a long time ago. And I was thinking, as you were coming in, a lot of your films, I don't know if I was completely crazy about them until I saw them 5 or 6 times.
But that's the great thing about DVDs now, video DVDs, because films have time to be really discovered. The problem is the system at the moment is you get a film out and it's got a couple of weeks in the theaters, it's gone unless it happens to be Pirates of the Caribbean. Too.
Right.
And so you don't have much time for people to discover it, for word of mouth to build up. With DVDs, they do. And I think every film I've made, I think they do withstand many viewings. They don't get less interesting. They sometimes get more interesting.
And some of them that I even think on first viewing, geez, I'm not sure if I like that. I'm not so much because what the film does is because it's so opposite of what I'm used to a film experience being. You know?
That's why I always have difficulty raising money for my films. Because, of course, the money guys want something that worked before.
Yeah.
And to me, the idea of making a movie is to push the parameters all the time, do something new. I remember Beatles albums were like that for me when I was younger. When each one would come out, Revolver came out, I said, what's this? It's terrible.
Right.
I had huge expectations and I was disappointed, but then, listening to it 5, 6 times, suddenly, wow, that's brilliant. And I remember 2001, Kubrick's movie. When I first saw it, I said, this is why there's no story. It's really long. Nothing's happening in here. And then after about the 10th or 12th time, I mean, you get obsessed with certain kinds of movies that don't necessarily work in the first time around because you're not ready for it.
That's true. I hadn't thought of it that way, but with a good musical artist, if they are an artist, they kind of force you to follow them along, whether it's like David Bowie or whatever, I know you like the old stuff, this is going to seem weird, and then sometimes it's almost like a transitional album that'll happen, that maybe that one album won't be complete, but you find out 2 or 3.
But look at Dylan now, number 1.
Right.
But the last album was leading to this album.
Right.
And he's always changing himself. Bowie always changes himself. The Beatles moved on. I don't think we have a choice in it. That's who we are. We're the kind of people that kind of push and push to see what else is out there, what's new, and to try to drag enough people along with us. And that's the only reason I do things. I don't want to repeat myself. I want to go into terra incognita.
And I'm sure, being a Python, you guys have to hear this every day of your life at some point. When is everybody getting together, just like John Lennon and Paul McCartney had to hear the same thing?
Well, except John died and so did Graham Chapman. That's how we solve these problems.
Seems kind of rough. But
it's a bit rough. Somebody has to suffer.
Director Terry Gilliam is in studio with us. His new movie, Tideland, is going to open in New York City on October 13th. It's going to be playing at the IFC Center.
Now, when you're at this point of the film, I know you've been taking it out to festivals, and you're talking about it a lot. Do you still wish you could tweak it because it's, so complex, or have you already let go of it? Are you already okay with it, the fact that it's out there?
I haven't watched it for a year.
Oh, is that right?
No, you got to let go of it because the idea of people re-editing their films, no, it's the product of a particular time, place, and combination of people. Now, I get to the point when I don't know how to make it any better, to be honest. I mean, there's always flaws in everything I do. They're flawed, but I don't know how to make them better, so you just stop, and that's the end of it. And then you see what happens every time. I mean, Tideland is a very divisive film, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
It really splits people, but it does make for good dinner conversation after the movie.
Sure.
Most films don't do.
We've all had a chance to see this within the past week, everybody on the show, and the film hasn't left anyone, where we will be at different points picking a back up of, is that her reality? Is that reality? And I was just telling Fez this morning when we were talking about having you come in. How many films do you see that you think you like, but you've forgotten about by the time you get home, or it doesn't even make it through dinner?
Well, most films do that to me. I'm kind of a junkie in that sense, and I'm not getting a high anymore from most movies. I go there and I'm constantly disappointed. The rhythms are the same. You know what's going to go on. You know?
Right.
And they can be, while they're going on, it's very entertaining. For a couple hours you escape from everything else. But then at the end of it, there's no residue. There's nothing left. And for me, the movies that I've done that I'm most proud of are the ones that leave kind of shrapnel in people, and they can't escape from it. And they think about it. Mike Palin, when he saw Tideland in an early version, we didn't have music on it, but it was still a ways to go. We had a screening, because I always screen films a lot, every couple of weeks when I'm editing them, to try to get a sense of what the audience is feeling. And Mike left immediately. I said, oops, doesn't like it. And I called him up the next morning, and I said, come on, Mike, be honest with me. And he said, well, I had real problems with this, that, and the other thing. And he said, but the biggest problem is the images are still in my head. I woke up this morning and it won't leave me. And he says, Terry, it's either the best film you've ever made or the worst film. I don't know.
Fez has dreamt about your film since you've seen it.
Yeah, it invades my dreams. Of course, it's my friends and my family involved, not the little girls, but it's still all in there.
And that is like an interesting thing, too, the difference between your films. When you go to see a Bruce Willis Hollywood movie, you're not worried about Bruce. When he's in your movie, you're worried about him. And then when it's this little girl in Tideland, at different times, I'm like, I just want to get her out of this.
I know. There's that. Now, here's what's interesting. Not everybody, but most people have such different reactions. For me, it's a weird kind of litmus paper test of people, because I can't predict how people are going to react. There are those that come out just beaming, smiles. They've just had this wonderful, magical, beautiful experience. Other people come out and say, "Oh my God!" And it's to me that fascinates me, and I don't want everybody to come out with the same reaction. To me, that I hate to use this awful word, this three-letter word, art, but that's what art does to you. Good art, everybody responds to it in a different way, and I kind of like to think that's the kind of movie I want to make. There's my movie, and I know how I react to it, and then there's your movie, and then there's your movie, and that's. It's the way it should be for me.
My movie was lonely and disturbing.
Oh,
well,
come over here.
I think
Take a big hug.
Thank you.
I think it has something to do with, like, as you watch Tideland, the way your childhood ran. Because I don't think I was unlike the little girl where when chaotic things would happen, I would handle it in my own way. I think most kids are like that. And the little girl in this film is extraordinary.
Oh,
I don't even know how you would find somebody like this.
Well, we were just very lucky. There clearly is a God.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we were only, I'd say, 6 weeks before we started shooting, and I still hadn't found her. And I was in this terrible situation about to tell the producer we can't make the movie, because unless you find the right child to carry this thing, she's never off screen. And we found Jodelle at the very last moment. She started acting when she was 4 years old. And she was in some ways the oldest person on the set. I was the one running around playing like a little kid. She was the serious actress. And what's interesting about some of the scenes that I think really get people on the edge of their seat is it's not me directing her. It's her making the choices. The situation is there. The script is written. But she would go in there and do things that we would sit back at the monitor saying, Jesus, look what's she doing? And that's a child. I think we've all become very romanticized about what children are like and sentimentalized it. As you're a parent, I mean, I've got 3 children, so parents really have sometimes a real problem with this film because you're worried about the child. But children don't have the same fears that adults do because they don't know. My wife says the film is shocking because it's completely innocent. It's this little girl's view of the world. We worry about her. She's not worried. She's reinventing it, and it's a magical place. So
yeah, it is true. I remember being a little kid, and Vietnam would be on TV every night, and it didn't bother me. I could see my parents were bothered, or different people in the family being, whether alcoholism or fighting back and forth. And I always had my own kind of, well, that's the way, the world works. That happens sometimes. And the point of this little girl, I mean, it starts up, she's shooting her father up with whatever drug it is, I guess, and she's okay with it. It's her life at the time.
That's an interesting scene, because there's an early scene where Jeff Bridges, her father, she's preparing heroin for him. Now, when you say that, it sounds, my God, that's horrible. A little 9.5-year-old kid. Well, I see. Well, what if he was a diabetic and she was just fixing insulin for him? Oh, that's all right. And that's right, because from her point of view, heroin, aspirin, insulin, it's just whatever
something adults
parents need.
Yeah.
And she's, in many ways, in that family, she's the eldest one there. She's looking after her mother. She's looking after her father. It's about a relationship, that scene, even though I know it's quite shocking for a lot of people to watch.
Yeah. And even though some people treat her horribly, she takes off on kind of an English way, or even Southern Belle way of, yes, this lovely lady, it's, I guess, coping skills. The kids do better than us.
But that's it. I mean, she's dealing with 2 deaths in her family, and she's somehow carrying through all this stuff. She's sort of reinventing. What's interesting when you say Southern Belle, it's in a tradition of Southern Gothic novels, which people seem to forget now, I don't know what happens in the South of America, but there's something decaying and rotting and very strange. And that's when I was reading the book. I said, oh, hello, we're in that world again. And it's a kind of soft underbelly of America that people don't want to talk about too much.
And decaying seems to be a theme that you'll come back to in your films. There's a kind of an ugly beautiful that takes place in a lot of your films. Is that done on purpose? Is it done for a reason?
It's partly because I suppose it's a reaction to what I see on television and in other movies. I mean, death is a part of our lives, and we seem to be ignoring it. Other people die. I mean, horribly in Iraq. There's been a shooting in this Amish school. It's other people. I kind of think we've got to remember it's all us, and those near us are going to die. And how do you deal with it? And maybe in some ways, like a film like this, I'm actually trying to deal with the fact that I'm terrified of my loved ones dying, and so how would I deal with it? So for a brief period in this film, I get to be a little girl, I suppose, and deal with it.
Terry Gilliam's here with us. Tideland is his new movie that opens on October 13th in New York City at the IFC Center.
Now, as you sit back and look over your career from a Python and all the early stuff that you did, does it all start to make sense to you, or does it still feel like I'm just going from one gig to the next?
It's one gig to the next.
Yeah.
It's really strange. It's like I don't think about the past much. That's finished and done. I only think about the next thing. What am I doing? What's the reason to be existing today? And it always seems like I'm starting all over again every time. It's a strange one, because I don't watch my movies. They're done. And when I do, actually, strange enough, I looked at a new high-definition master of Brazil that's just come out, just checking it out for technical reasons, and I ended up watching the whole film. I said, hello, this is not so bad.
Right. And that's the one that isn't it expanded or beyond what they first released? Is it?
No. What was released is
the same?
What's there. I mean, what they were trying to release was the thing that I stopped by making such a public spectacle of myself and shaming the studio.
So you're able to look back, and a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people will just, but you're able to look back and go, all right, that young guy did a pretty good job on that.
Well, actually, it's another guy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, who was he? He was really talented. I don't have a clue anymore. It always feels that way. I look back at the Python animation and said, who was that? Jesus, what a mind at work. And they always seem like different people than myself.
And that, at least for me, that animation was totally unique and original. Now I see it on commercials, and they it's copied all the time. But that was a shock to the system. Those early cartoons that you did.
Yeah, nobody had seen things. I mean, cutout animation had been done before. I mean, I didn't invent anything. Mm-hmm. But to be on a television show with a big audience and doing that kind of stuff was a very rare combination of events. I think. It was funny because I was pretty much working on my own within the show, doing these things, and And I was working I was 7 days a week, and there was probably a couple all-nighters every week. I was just driven. I was a madman. And it would reach a point like 3 o'clock in the morning, all these pieces of paper on my desk would start forming into things. They were telling the stories. I was just there, documenting what was going on in front of me, I think was going on. Everybody thought I was on drugs, and I've never been on drugs. And it was
a big acid head show. Everybody who tripped loved that show.
Everybody thought all of us were druggies.
Right.
None of us were. We were alkies. But not druggies.
And the weirdest thing is the animation couldn't have fit any better. When you go back and watch that, it set a tone for the comedy set a tone for that, and everybody would think that maybe everybody was involved in each piece, but a lot of you guys work separately, right?
Yeah, but we kind of rhythms developed there. We knew what the others about, and it was one of those rare gatherings of the right chemistry. The 6 of us were the right balance for each other. So, John did certain things, Terry Jones did others, and it somehow balanced out. And the animation, obviously, I think the animation in America helped a lot getting people involved because it was so in your face, right up front, bright, breezy, bizarre. And then it lured people into some of the comedy that originally they didn't understand. Is that Destiny calling?
I think it might be. Is that you?
Not me.
All of us are checking.
It's a career call for me. Hold on. It's Hollywood. It's got to be Hollywood. Look at that. No. Who is it?
I hope it's Jeff Bridges.
No, it's somebody in London. Shall we take the call?
Yeah, go ahead, take the call. See who it is.
Sure.
Hello?
Terry Gilliam taking the call now.
Hello?
Overseas call.
Mm-hmm.
Sophie, I'm on a radio show here in New York. All of America is listening to this call, Sophie. It's true. Can I call her back? Because literally I am in the middle of a radio show, and America is a very impatient country. They've got more interesting things to listen to, so I'll call Jenny back in a moment. But
it's like a reality TV show for a moment. We'll see Terry live his life.
That was my agent calling me. Maybe I've got a job.
And we were there for the beginning.
So you went from doing that animation into directing. Did you direct some of the segments on the show before the films came out? Or
no, that was the thing, is that the show was directed by a man named Ian McNaughton, and Terry Jones and I were both sort of desperate to be film directors. We were always champing at the bits, frustrated with what Ian was doing. And so when Monty Python and the Holy Grail came along and we had the money from various sources, we said everybody named Terry gets to direct, and everybody agreed. And so we learned on the job, basically.
Have you ever had the opportunity to go over to see the Spamalot thing they do on Broadway?
No, we were here for the opening. I mean, in fact, it was the last time all of us were together. It's an opening in London on the 17th of October.
That's got to be a bizarre thing to see after so many years.
Yeah, it's very strange. My only complaint about the show is there's no mud on stage, so the filth isn't there that was in the movie.
Terry Gilliam, the brand new film is Thailand, and strap in for this one, folks. It's a hell of a ride. A pleasure to meet you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for the films. We'll be right back. Ron and Fez Show.
You're listening to Ron and Fez on XM 202.
Well, it's about time.
Back, Ron and Fez Show. So bizarre, we just had a python in here. Monty Python was everything to me when I was a kid, man. I loved them.
Terry Gilliam was just in the studio.
And still, I just think that early Python stuff far exceeds the SNL stuff. I even like the early SCTV stuff probably a little more than the early SNL stuff. I think I liked it, like the film stuff, more than we're live on a stage hoping for these laughs so that America knows to laugh along.
Yeah, with that, it's you get the anything you can happen feeling from the live thing, but the film stuff seems more like the actual tried and true comedy.
Well, you say anything can happen, but does it?
No, it never does.
I mean, what happens? Someone laughs inappropriate. It means anything can go poorly. I don't know what it is about that sketch comedy that it just doesn't impress me that much. A lot of times it feels like school play. Now, every once in a while, there's something that's absolutely brilliant. But overall, I'd rather you worked on it a little bit. I'd rather you try to pull something together. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Earl's still running around with him somewhere doing God knows what. It's
Earl's our Sophie, who called from England.
Earl is, and you know what? The thing is, we go, okay, Earl's making a nut out of himself. But people actually like to hang around with a black guy in New York. He gives them that New York feeling, and Earl looks like he's about to throw over the country. He looks like he's going to lead an army of blacks against the man. And he's just the opposite, yet he always gives you that feeling. When I go out to a restaurant with him, I see that I get treated differently if I'm with Earl. Like, I'm going to put these guys over in the back, take real good care of them, so this guy doesn't go off.
I always like to ride the subway with Earl. When you're sitting next to him having a conversation, then everyone's looking at you like it's such a New York moment then to be, have your interracial friendship on the subway train.
By friendship, do you mean kissing? Because that's not where I'm going with this at all.
No, I don't kiss Earl.
Tideland is the new film. We didn't give away much about the film, and I don't think that you should. I think if you want to commit, if you've seen the other films that he's done, I think you want to go in that way, rather than knowing a lot about it. I even have a problem right now with movie trailers, just going on and on into too many details. I'm trying not to watch the trailers for the new Scorsese film, because I want to see the film so bad. The last thing I want to see is bits and pieces of it.
The worst ones are any sort of sports film trailers, because they will show the person being carried off the field in the trailer.
Well, Fez, if you go to a sports film, a Hollywood sports film, they are going to win. That's the point. Or else they win by losing, that they've shown something to themselves.
How about that Jodie Foster film when she was on an airplane and the trailer, she's looking for her daughter, and then all of a sudden they show you, yeah, Jodie Foster's insane. The daughter never existed.
Or did she?
Yeah, way to give me away the whole thing.
But you don't know, because that's the thing. Like, maybe the thing did. I went out of my way not to see that film. I actually have a little problem with films that a child is in jeopardy. And I know, like, it's just my own little paranoia, but it just always freaks me out.
So this Tideland's if anyone else has that problem, be careful going into Tideland.
What, are you turning them away from our guest film? We're saying go and see it.
Oh.
Sometimes when you back me up, Fez, it just goes in the opposite direction. Look over at Pitsy. Pitsy knows the angle. Don, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yo, buddies.
Hey.
Hey, another awesome program. You started out with Todd Rundgren, and then you get Terry Gilliam. You guys are awesome.
The Terry Gilliam thing, he was supposed to get here by about 12:30. But just as we're into the opening, I see Terry Gilliam come walking by, and my mind just went fucking blank. All I could think of, Monty Python. I just wanted to wake me up as a little kid going, hey, you know that PBS show? One of them's here. One of them's here.
Another quality interview. You guys rock.
I'm supposed to go out. I was talking to Terry during the commercial. I'm supposed to go out with Eric Idle and him and John Cleese all having lunch today. I can't believe I'm wearing this stupid shirt. I might even stop and get something on the way.
I'll go to lunch with you guys.
I would love to have you, Fez.
Yeah.
What if you start yelling, please don't see Tideland, like you did a few moments ago?
I won't.
You already did it. I'm probably going to have to explain to him later that you didn't mean that. Here's Adam. Adam, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yo, buddies.
Yeah.
Ron, I could not agree with you more in the sense that I hate sketch comedy for the most part. I hate improv. Improv is just, hoping that 99% of the time it's crap and maybe one glimmer of something will come out.
Well, the improv on TV is a lie. It's not actual improv. And really, when you go to the theater, because I've done these things before at my club, everybody has a general idea where these things go. The reason why everybody does them, it's so incredibly easy to get laughs because all the fucking yokels are sitting there thinking that you're brilliant and you just came up with it. But I honestly think that anything said into a microphone is a lie. I stick with that. I try to explain it to people. I couldn't be telling you more of the truth right now. Anyone who's holding a microphone, speaking to you, is lying. Take my word for that. 866 Ron Zero Fez, 866 Ron Zero Fez. I'm just going to say hi from Georgia because I don't have your name.
Hey, it's Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, buddies. Hey, you hit the nail on the head. I think the biggest difference between the old Python, the sketch show, with today's crap like on SNL and the like is the premise of each individual sketch was so funny that you didn't have to cover it with one-liners to make it funny. I'll give you the best example. I mean, they wrote a sketch about Olympic hide and seek. You can hide anywhere in the world. You have to count to 1 million in Spanish and then go find them. That writes itself.
And that's that's a real big difference between what the Pythons did and what SNL has done, which everybody has kind of copied the SNL version since, is this hip, using the word hip, current thing where we're ripping things from the headlines and making, turning them into jokes. Where now, if you ever watch any of the old SNLs from like 84 and 85 and just seeing them bringing up fucking things that you have no interest of or understanding of why this stuff would be important, but you could go back and watch the Pythons and the silly shit is still silly. You know what I mean? And the funny stuff is still funny.
And I love how the Pythons would just end a skit totally randomly. Boom, cut the skit out. That's a big problem that SNL has, where the skit seems to go on 2 minutes.
You don't know how to end it. That show has never had an ending for a fucking sketch. Ever. It just kind of dribbles down, and Farrah Fawcett stands up and walks in to the other sketch. I'm going to try, but don't get me wrong. There's been stuff on SNL. Fezzy and I, went over and watched the show being shot before. There's stuff that still highlights on the show, even after all these years, that keeps you watching the show, hoping for the one decent laugh or the one little news piece. But still, overall, it's just not consistent. And it hasn't been consistent in 30 years. Ever. Paul, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddies?
Yeah.
Ronnie, if someone is in front of a microphone talking and it's all a lie, aren't you a liar?
No, because I'm telling you this from my heart. And I want you to get this and understand this, okay? Man to man, and I really mean this. Anyone who's holding a microphone and speaking is lying to you. And I say that because I care about each and every one of you. I care about you like you were my own children. Not that I care much for my own children, but what I'm saying is this, because a lot of them, I act like they're not even mine. And the thing is, a lot of people don't know. Even you keep that going, they'll turn 18 before you know it. Just keep fighting it. Fight it, fight it, fight it. Here's John. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yo, guys, what's up?
Yeah.
I agree with you, Ronnie, with the whole sketch comedy thing, like currently, but what about Kids in the Hall back, like in the 80s?
That was film stuff. Mr. Show did more film stuff, interacted with it. My point is this, if the problem with Saturday Night Live is that you've got to make this thing work for the studio audience and then also shoot it through that fucking camera into our homes. And having seen the show, it's very weird. You think it's going a lot better when you're there than when you go home and watch it. Because I saw like a dress rehearsal, went home and watched the show with my chick, and I'm like, oh, wait till you see this. And it fucking wasn't. And she's like, yeah, that was okay. But in the studio, it just felt like it was really exciting because you're caught up in the whole fucking gimmick of this is happening live. Like that means anything.
There was a sketch last Saturday night, I can't remember which one it was, but one of the people had to hold up something really little, and I was wondering, how was that playing with the studio audience where they're not going to be able to see it unless they're staring at the monitor?
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm thrown off by the whole this needs to happen live. Fez, you and I did this show, 3 days ago? Mm-hmm. So as it's being broadcast now, I think it's better. We've had a chance to take out some of the ums and the ahs, the pauses. We got rid of that piece. We edited out that piece where you told people not to go to Thailand. And I think it's moving along better. It's going at a better clip now. Earl just walked in after being with him all that time, is just completely freaked out and almost dropped the pen out of his. Earl, do you want a cigar? You're pretending cigar with your pen. Why don't you get one and look like a man instead of a child with a pen?
I know, it's always a bad habit I've had.
What was Terry Gilliam doing out there with you for so long?
No, he was very inquisitive about satellite radio.
Oh, yeah, he and I were talking about that, too. He was like, this is your days. Everything comes out of the underground thing. It's like when cable started, when we were with the BBC, it was perfect because they left you alone. And I'm going, yeah, but sooner or later they're going to find us. And he's like, oh, absolutely. But enjoy it while you're here. And that's why we do. Fez and I don't give two fucks about any show.
I mean,
we do.
It was almost like this real childlike inquisitiveness.
Well,
about
we say childlike.
everything.
He's like 64 years old. He was wearing a haircut like a young soccer player where it had a long rat tail, like that you see little boys wear. He was like a giant child. I mean, it's just amazing.
And basically a pajama top, too.
But I just want to point this out. He's a fucking python. I don't know if that means anything to anybody but me, but it completely never left my mind the whole time we were talking to him.
That's what I was completely tripping about the entire time I'm sitting there talking with him. I'm like, this guy was a Monty Python.
And I know that he has to hear about it too much, so like I gave him a kind of, don't you hate when people bring up Monty Python? Doesn't it just suck that they can't enjoy the new thing? But I was totally fucking geeking to him.
I could not get that out of my head. I was like, and he's like, and he was really and genuinely interested. He was like, how does it's like? So where does all of this work, and how does that work? And I'm trying to explain everything, and he just had this this enthusiasm of it. He's like, this is like the Wild West, isn't it?
The whole XM thing, I'd love to give him a fucking show. I'm telling you right now, his movies are so bizarre. And so many of them I've watched so many times. And I tried to get that thing of telling him, most of the time on the first watch, I'm not that big a fan. And I'm glad it didn't come out where he was going to just get up and leave. But there was so many of those. First time I saw Fisher King, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? But I probably have watched that film now like a fucking dozen times. You know, you do not stop watching these things.
It's like same with Time Bandits. The first time you're
bizarre.
Like, what am I watching here? And then you got to watch it more than once.
Midgets are running around. And you're like, is this a film? But I'll still go back and watch Life of Brian over and over, and The Meaning of Life over and over. We had when we found out that Terry Gilliam was coming in, Fez and Earl and I and some redheaded kid, we're talking about who was your favorite Python and what was your favorite movie. And I don't think any of us picked the same favorites.
Right.
You know, everybody has something that they dig about all those things.
Yeah, and each one has its own quality to it, its own uniqueness, and just complete silliness throughout the whole thing about all those Python films.
Who are you getting to come in next? Cleese? Seidel? Who? Is that happening?
I'm working on Cleese.
Don't fucking even say it. I wouldn't. I will not stay in here if John Cleese walks in. I'll dive out that fucking window and run down the street.
Where's
like
Ron?
A coward. Seriously, would you be able to sit here and talk comedy
No.
with that man? That's fucking ridiculous. I wouldn't have the balls to fucking. I would be like, I'm trying to reach Anthony right now. There's a guy, John, that you would be great talking to. He's on his way home as we speak. No, I can't fucking believe how brilliant some of that early stuff is. Hey, Seth, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just finishing my veal parm.
Fucking starving. Where's our veal parm?
We're out.
Was that?
Come on, Earl.
Oh. I just want to say, you guys were talking about the sitcom, not the sitcom. I'm lost now. The improv comedy. What about you've been watching the new show, Studio 60? It's not so bad.
I actually have been enjoying that new show, and as a matter of fact, the good thing about it is I thought last night's Studio 60 was the best so far. So when you're watching that show and it starts to get a little better as it goes along, that's normally exciting in the early parts of a TV series. What do you think, Fez?
Yeah, I'm still totally on board Studio 60.
You watched last night?
Yep.
But do you notice that the sketches don't look funny on that show either?
If that was a sketch comedy show, the Studio 60... it would be the worst show on television with Pimp My Trike.
Well, it would be the same as SNL or the old Friday show. It is what that whole feel is about. I mean, the funny thing is that they were showing people laughing for all that. You know what? I'm going back now. I may have to apologize here and say that I was wrong, because some of the old Show of Shows stuff that I saw from the early days of television, those sketches were amazing. And again, one of the things was they weren't trying to do the current events. But then I'm also thinking maybe it's because I've only seen them in a best of. I never sat there and had to watch and I believe it was a 2-hour show in those days.
Right. Carol Burnett never did current events, I don't think. Maybe they would
or it was funny.
They would do parodies of TV commercials. That would be about it.
You thought that show was funny?
I always liked to stay up and watch the Carol Burnett show. Of course, the first half hour. Second half hour was dancing. Musical numbers and dancing that used to drive me nuts.
I never found it incredibly funny. I mean, I always thought, yeah, she's a funny person, but I found those things somewhat embarrassing. Why are you laughing, Dave?
No, because she's like equated with as such a big.
Are you going to judge my partner? Is that what you're doing over there in that little studio?
No, I'm agreeing with Fez. Yeah. I just think she's such a huge comedy star.
Yeah,
that I find it miraculous that you didn't find the show.
I don't remember laughing at any of the sketches, nor where I think that you're supposed to really. I mean, most of those things were like about them breaking up and laughing.
Well, I was going to say those two guys. I forget the one who played the little golfer, and then the other guy.
You got to stop. I got to have
Harvey Korman.
Yeah, I got to have adult conversation. You can't be involved in this. Michael, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, about that Studio 60, I love the show, but those sketches are abysmal. I mean, science, schmiance.
It does remind you of Saturday Night Live, but it does seem like the show is about what happens behind the scenes.
Well, if Matt Perry is so brilliant, we kind of have to start seeing that eventually, I think.
I think they're going to show him having some kind of breakdown sooner or later. He's talking way too fast. Weirdly enough, I like Amanda Peet and the guy from Wings. I like that storyline more than... Because the other thing on the show, I don't find the blonde girl funny.
Yeah, the blonde girl who's supposed to be pretty much the lead in the cast.
She's pretty much supposed to be Gilda Radner.
Yeah. It's like if Gilda Radner was a born-again Christian and a gospel singer and not so funny. Like the thing they did last night where she kept doing the bear line for the hunting joke they wanted to do, and they had to throw in, she'll make it work. Because there was no way this actress was making that line work during the show.
Pete, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, good afternoon, boys.
Hey,
Earl,
buddy.
great get. Guys, great interview. I wanted to bring up a very underrated show from the 90s, sketch comedy show called The State. Fantastic show.
I never saw it. Is that the one Brewer did for a while? What was the
No,
one
Brewer
did?
wasn't on. It was Michael Ian Black was on it.
All right, I saw the film that the guys from the State did not too long ago. I think it was called The
Wet Hot
Baxter.
American Summer.
No, the film was called The Baxter, and it was all them brought back together. And it was somewhat funny, but no, I didn't see The State. Have you seen it, Fez?
No, I haven't seen this. Never even heard of it.
Nate, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys, what's going on?
Yeah.
I want to tell you about a show up in Canada. It's really good, really underrated. It's called Trailer Park Boys. I wouldn't exactly call it sketch comedy, but it is. I do think there's some improv involved, but it's done in the style of a mockumentary. It's been around for like 7 years, and it's really funny. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it before.
No, we have the Blue Collar comedy tour here in the States, and we just live,
this is better.
That.
Yeah, Trailer Park Boys. You should check it out.
All right, Trailer Park Boys from Canada, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. A lot of great comic actors have come out of Canada.
Yeah, you get your Dan Aykroyds, John Candy, Rick Moranis.
Matt, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you?
Hey guys, how you doing? I wanted to back the guy up on The State. Those guys, they actually did a nice job. They did You Wrote It, You Watch It on MTV with Jon Stewart before that. It was just going back a ways. But I wanted to talk about the storyline with the bald writer and his buddy and how they're on the outs with the head writer on Studio 60. I thought that was great that he didn't congratulate him on the ratings at the end. He just said, fuck you, I don't need you, you guys are pricks. I love that.
I think their characters' names are JV and Elvis, and we'll see how that all works out as time goes by. Sometimes these things work out, Fez. You never know.
That was a great part of that show last night, because you expected the Matt Perry character to go over there and make nice, and he still wouldn't do it.
Jimmy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, love your show, man. You guys are blowing up in the Heartland.
Oh, good. Heartlands.
That's right.
But, wait, hold on. I'm having Earl put another pin in the map. Wherever we find out we're blowing up, we like to put a pin in the map.
Oh, yeah, Kansas City, Missouri, baby.
All right.
But another great show from the 90s was Mr. Show with Bob and Dave.
You know, I never watched the show when it was on, but everything I've ever seen is just fucking brilliant. I'm really a big fan of both those guys.
I think they're the closest thing.
Pick that DVD up. It's about $20 for all 4 seasons. It's amazing.
Well, it would be nice if someone just sent it to me. It would be a lot easier that way. I think I own it, as a matter of fact.
I could let you borrow mine.
I'll put it right next to the other DVD.
Twin Peaks.
He gave me Twin Peaks. I sold it on fucking eBay for $35.
Nice.
The entire season. I'm offering to give him half. He doesn't want any part of it.
Because you were supposed to borrow it.
I thought you already watched it.
I did, but I wanted it back.
Watch it over its whole season.
God, it's for a rainy day.
I still haven't watched it yet.
Please watch it. It's fantastic. You love it.
Beg me.
You love. Please, I beg of you to watch that great show.
No.
But Mr. Show, I think, was the closest to like an American.
I'll tell you this: if you win me the big lunch from Fez,
okay,
where he's taking me out to a 4-star restaurant for lunch,
that's more than nice.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. I want a super chef in there, just like a super group. I want a super chef. I want a known place. Fez and I are going out. If you guys want to tag along, I want you to see it. I'd love to have you. But if you come in above this. No, wait, what am I? I want below?
You want below 120.
120. And I've got, my theory is you're not a diabetic. You're a pussy who can't handle his alcohol.
All right.
Or anti-Irish. That somehow there is some anti-Irish gene that got into your body that keeps you from handling liquor. I'm going to bring you along, and I'll watch your stupid first season.
Okay, so that's what it takes. Just for me to come below, you will actually watch the DVDs.
I want you to try to get your sugar down as we're sitting here.
Okay.
I want you to lower that sugar. Did you bring in your little kit, Fez?
Yeah, I got my glucose monitor right here.
What kind of monitor?
Glucose.
What's the actual word? Because I don't know what it is.
Glucometer is the actual word.
Really?
It measures glucose. Glucose. I don't know. I think my sugar's low.
Yeah, it is. And by sugar, if you mean IQ, it's exactly what's bothering you.
Hopefully it doesn't measure that.
Again, please do not go out and see Tideland. This is what he's saying, Earl, as you're walking Terry Gilliam out.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He didn't say that.
Did Terry Gilliam have a good time?
He had a great time.
Did you say that?
Yeah, he said he had a great time.
Fucking Python. I was so weirded out to see him at the beginning of the show. I hate when anyone arrives early. I much rather they arrive late, because really I don't want to meet them. When I like people, I'd like to see them, but I don't want to meet them. I would rather be in a restaurant having him sit next to me and hear him talking on the phone to the agent than to have me one-on-one with him.
The late arrival works nice because you can start to get into that thing in your head of they're 5 minutes late, they're not showing up. It's not coming in. Then it kind of balances out when you do see them, and you're glad to.
Will, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I wanted to bring up the often forgotten early 90s sketch comedy show, The Ben Stiller Show.
I'm still trying to forget that. I can't do it. I'm trying as hard as I can to forget. That looks like Studio 60 to me.
Interestingly enough, Bob and Dave from Mr. Show came from the Ben Stiller Show.
Yes, as did Andy Dick, Janine Garofalo. What's your point?
Well, my point is that show was not very good. It's kind of sucked. But then the Bob and Dave created one of the best
shows. Get your sugar
ever.
down. I want you to sit there and just grate your sugar all the way down.
I'm drinking water as fast as I can to get the sugar down.
Will that help him, Fez?
No, that's not going to help him.
Can he wash his sugar away? Stand under a waterfall with your mouth open.
It's got nothing to do with it.
I'm a nervous wreck. I want him to fucking win this thing.
In fact, if he's that thirsty, I have the feeling I'm going to win this bet.
All right, but if I lose, I have to take you out to a great restaurant. Let's just have apps and a salad. I don't want to fucking eat too much.
I need an entree. But
then no app or salad. You take your pick.
But if you lose, I think you get to smash the Twin Peaks DVD.
One time I was out with this other couple, my buddy and his chick, and I'm going to tell you a secret. He's got a little bit of a drinking problem, right? So it was like a Friday night or a Saturday night, take the chicks out night. But he had been partying the entire day, so maybe had been wasted quite a bit of that income, right? So, his disposable cash. So we're sitting in this nice restaurant. He goes, I'll have, and he orders for himself, and he goes like this, and she will have the fresh brook trout. And you look down on the menu, and you see that's coming in at like $12.95, right? She's like, I don't want that. He knows he can't cover, but he ain't fucking giving up his own steak. So he tries to... These fuckers start fighting over fresh brook trout in front of this whole hoity-toity joint. Men are fucking disgusting. So, Earl, Dave, this is what I need you to do.
Okay.
I'm looking for an entree, salad, and, of course, an appetizer. I'd even like to do a dessert. If I lose, we're either all going in for entrees or salad and app, and we split a dessert. I need you to get your fucking sugar down.
Okay. Maybe some jumping jacks. I'll do anything.
Yeah, jump your sugar out of your body. Do you think you're diabetic?
No, I don't.
You drink a lot. You always drink ginger ale and 7-Up.
Yeah, I drink a lot of soda.
You can't see well.
No, terrible
You piss
vision.
constantly. You'll even piss yourself.
Yep.
You can't handle alcohol.
Not good.
And you have a craving for sweets.
Absolutely. Love chocolate and everything.
I'm fucking throwing money out the window as I'm speaking to you.
He's so diabetic.
I feel like I'm dialing a nurse where I'm going to tell the person on the other line what they have.
I ate 2 bags of Sour Patch Kids down with a 1 liter of Sprite at the movies. Every time I go to the movies, that's my
What
special
about
treat.
popcorn?
I'd rather have Sour Patch Kids and Sprite than popcorn. I think popcorn's too old school for me.
You are sick.
Too old school? That's preschool, what your appetite is. I don't like any adult that goes for these soury fucking candies. When I was a kid, candy was sweet. That was it. You had something chocolate. Maybe a sweet tart. These fucking things now are made to tear apart the body.
They're addictive, too. I'll be full, and I'll still be eating Sour Patch
Any
Kids.
candy's addictive. Why not be addicted to a good kind?
I love the sour candies. I love lemon heads, and I love mega warheads, sour mega warheads.
When you say lemon head, do you mean a preschool boy's dick?
No, I mean the fine candy, lemon heads.
Why did you just make this sound? Like you're sucking on like a tiny little penis.
Lemon heads, you just got to get all the sour off of them before you get to the sweet.
I'm starving. Are we going to eat lemon head sandwiches?
No, we don't have any lemon head sandwiches.
Do you ever think about lunch? Yesterday, you sat and ate a whole pizza in front of me.
I was really, I don't know why, I was really hungry.
How was that?
It was a great pizza.
Oh.
Earl was the only one that didn't offer a taste. Everyone else was passing food around.
Yeah.
Earl downed that pizza himself.
We went to our buddy's place. What is the title of this one?
I think it's David Burke at Bloomingdale's.
Just at Bloomingdale's is the title. So it's kind of like fast food, except for great food and really expensive. So it's like McDonald's if it was edible and 4 times the money. But we all slayed there. I went back and got like these little cupcakes that were barely a bite. They were $1.03 a piece for a bite.
They were less than a little piece of chocolate on a candy bar.
But they're a tasty fucker. They were tasty as hell.
He's so amazing at how he can miniaturize things. Like
I know.
He miniaturizes the hamburgers.
What I like to do is maximize some things. Make it even bigger.
And
What is this
overgrown
I'm seeing on the food being eaten? We need a grill in here, Earl, so that while you're doing the show, you can be making burgers and dogs.
Should I get the George Foreman?
And then every once in a while, you just...
Fezzy, please. Fezzy, please.
My dogs are ready.
That's the Minnesota game. Playoffs start today. A's in Minnesota at the Superdome.
I had no idea we had a midday game.
We got playoffs starting right now.
Triple header today.
This is a good time of the year. All right, what are all the games, Earl?
Today is Twins and A's, starting any minute, and then at 4 o'clock you got Cardinals and Padres, and then you have the Yankees taking on the Tigers for the primetime game on Fox.
Get me a fucking package of dogs, too. I'm going to fucking be eating dogs the entire time. That looks like 12 hours now. 12 straight hours of hot dog eating.
And you can check that all out on XM channels.
Is that right?
Yep. All the playoff coverage for Major League Baseball.
complete playoff coverage on XM satellite radio.
They want me and Fez to call a game. There's a guy throwing it. You know, the ball thrower seems like he's getting tired.
I'll probably have to talk about it with TJ on Monday.
Oh, yeah, your other show that you do. You've got 2 shows now. You're like Regis, where sometimes you're here with your co-host, and then other times you have to fly off to the coast.
To do Does America Have Talent?
How's that show doing, Fez, the TJ and Fez show?
The TJ and Fez show, I don't think that segment's going well. In fact, I'd say disastrous.
Really?
Yeah.
When I think sports, I think Fez Whatley.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I think, I'm in trouble on this thing. Because I talk about the Bucks, I talk about the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Bro, you're on XM. Nobody complains on XM.
Oh, yeah. No one's complained so far, not even TJ.
There's something wonderful where people just put up with it. Well, there's so many other channels. Why get mad at anybody for a bad show?
I keep expecting a phone call from Wiki saying, listen, TJ came to me and wants to end this.
Wiki doesn't take phone calls. That's the beauty of his job. He makes sure he doesn't talk to anyone. He keeps his head low. And then occasionally Earl will capture him and start and show him any x-rays that Earl's had done lately. Oh, by the way, did you have that thing that I sent you to print up for me, Dave?
Yes.
Where is it? It's in with you and not with me?
Coming up.
Run it in. Now, Earl, you stay in here, because this is one of those messages that I get about Earl. Don't be afraid.
What have I done?
By the way, you looked petrified before the show started today when I was trying to talk to you. You looked like you were going to faint again.
Well, my head hurts.
Do you find yourself a little afraid of me? I want you to be honest.
No, you can...
I don't want you to be like that.
You can be very authoritative. You
I don't want to be
my father.
I don't want you to be authoritative. I don't want to do that. I don't want you to be afraid of other men. I want you to be a man, is what I'm after. I don't want you to be afraid when I have questions. Because if I have questions for him, Fez, he looks petrified.
No, I've just really...
Does Fez remind you of your mother?
No.
Are we like radio mommy and daddy to you?
No.
Earl, I'm trying to goddamn talk to you. See, there he goes. I just wanted to throw that in for fun. And see, that's just a fun thing. That's something guys do.
The muscles tensed up there like next stop Faintville.
Where?
Faintville.
Oh, geez, get your bag, Earl. You got to get off at this next stop. Where did Dave go? He said he had the fucking thing for me, and he ran out.
He's printing it out.
He doesn't have shit ever. Yes, I have it for you inside my computer. The whole point when I send him already strikeout.
Johan Santana.
Earl, you want to sit and call the game today? I know that's your back thing that you love so much. Earl, how's everything going with your team? The girls' team.
The mixed team?
Mm-hmm.
We are, 3-2? 3-2. We got our
3 girls, 2 guys.
Out of a 6-game season.
This is not a softball team; it's an orgy.
No, we're 3 wins, 2 losses. And we got a game Friday, but I'm probably not going to play.
Have you checked into the John Cameron Mitchell movie coming out?
No, I haven't. I've read a lot about it, and I really want to check it out.
Isn't it this week it's being released?
I think it opens New York on Friday.
So our people don't want to try to hook us up with him. Might not be the best audience for him.
You know what? I love his work.
Personally, I love it too. I'm talking about the fucking yokels. Talking about the hayseeds listening to us right now.
Now that we're blowing up in the heartland.
Those fucking knuckle draggers. Those President Bush is 100% right.
I am a big fan of...
Michael Moore's a fag.
I'm a big fan of anybody who challenges the audience and challenges the intellect of the audience.
Well, for you, that would be just about anyone. All right, would you stop, Dave? This is not what I fucking sent you. It's the one about Earl. It's the softball one.
I didn't get a softball thing.
Go check it right now. From Bobby P. Jesus. How do I do it, Fez? What's this you gave me, Earl?
Those are gifts that were sent over.
Really?
Yes.
Who sent this to me?
That was from...
Oh, that was Michael from Wall, New Jersey?
Michael from Wall, New Jersey, yes.
The Bruce Springsteen book.
This is a book?
Yeah, it's a book of photographs and text regarding the E Street Band called Greetings from the E Street Band.
Very, very nice. Thank you very much, Michael. You know what I was thinking? You send like one of those big barrels of caramel corn, and you have a whole special night all designed together.
I love those giant tins of caramel corn.
Yeah, me too.
Those are just the best.
See, we used to have Charlie Chip. You ever have Charlie Chip down south?
We had him in the neighborhood. He never stopped at our house. My mom wouldn't do it.
Those big tins that he would bring of different things, God, they were amazing.
Those things, the neighbors had them.
You did have it the whole time, huh?
I didn't realize I got something this morning, because by 11 o'clock I'm all setting up the studio and shit like that, so it takes a long time.
You went back to print out the other one, right?
What's that, yeah.
Well, why didn't you just look then?
No, I had printed a few things that you gave me, and It's a good song.
I am the diabetic alcoholic.
I don't like the song now.
My girlfriend goes down on chefs.
I don't think those were the words.
That's not even the fucking melody. I just yelled that out for no reason. Hey,
lyrics, the
you're a
tune
big
was
Springsteen fan, right?
Yes, I love it.
Why don't you watch me read this book later? And just, as you'll see different smiles on my face, you can wonder what it's all about.
Maybe if I win the challenge, could I leaf through the book as a reward?
I don't want fucking your greasy potato thumbs all going through my beautiful book.
So we get the nice Bruce Springsteen book from Michael in Wall, New Jersey.
You know what you could do, too, though? Try to bid on it on eBay. It should be on in about 45 minutes. Try your luck.
Then, from Crazy Jen and her husband Pickles, we get personalized Heinz ketchup bottles.
What?
Yeah. Check out the ketchup bottle in front of you. It's personalized.
I've never even heard of this before. The Ron and Fez on XM, the best thing going today, ketchup.
I've got Heinz. Fatty Pneumonia says tastes great on cupcakes. Ketchup.
Well, I think mine comes off a little nicer.
Yeah, I think so too. Why is she wasting money on personalized ketchups for us?
I know. I hate for when she's spending any money. And what do we have here, Earl?
We got a nice gift from Dr. Steve.
Oh, Dr. Steve, you do so much. This is for me and Fez. It's a lovely box of cigars.
Some Don Rigos.
Yeah. God bless him. He's a wonderful man. I'd really like if we could get a song about Dr. Steve, so that we could have like a little theme and we could play it. And I know Perry hasn't been in the best mood lately. He got his feelings really hurt that I said I brought up his name to Jeremy Coleman because he thought in his mind that means I don't want him around anymore.
Oh, send him somewhere else.
Yeah, I didn't mean that at all. I just meant help him along no matter where he goes. Whether it's Clear Channel, CBS, XM, doesn't matter.
Spread the name around.
Spread the name. Get the name out there. Thank you, Earl. Earl's on fire today. Have you noticed, Fez?
I did notice. Maybe we'll check his sugar, too, while we're at it.
You know what I like to do, Earl, is do that thing that every time I hold a cigar, you quick hit the lighter. So it looks like, we're always in a really fine restaurant. Speaking of Earl, here's something I got from your best friend, Fez, your Fighting Irish friend, Bobby Pantera. He says, Ron, get your bitches in check. Read Professor's cliched reply to my invitation to play softball below. I just want Earl to get away, meet some new guys, make some friends out of work. And all he can do is make things up so he doesn't leave his comfort zones. First he had a brain cloud. Then it's nasal infection. Now he has to get his shoulder looked at. Your boy's a mess. He needs to let go of mommy's hand and cross the street on his own. Bobby Pantera. It says, this is what Earl writes to him. Hey, Pantera. Hey, Pantera. Earl here. Hi, buddy. I haven't made up my mind as yet as far as if I'm playing. But I still keep trying to keep my commitment to WNEW. But I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to do that, since I'm planning on having my shoulder looked at soon. I appreciate the offer and definitely consider it once I know more from the doctors. Earl. Earl, why now the shoulder?
I can't lift the thing, that's why. I mean, it's stiff as a board. It really is. I'm in agony.
Agony with your head, which the brain cloud doesn't even exist. Agony with your nose, agony with the feigning, and now the shoulder. You're a fucking rag doll, Earl.
I'm a physically.
You have agony.
I mean, I'll be the first to admit it.
Call him rag doll.
This is probably the most banged up.
But
I've
you
ever
can
been.
still play co-ed softball with girls.
I am not playing Friday. I am not planning on playing Friday because I can't swing a bat. I can't even go. I can't do this. I can't even
You just did it.
No, I can't even make an overhand throw.
Doctor, it hurts when I do this.
Then don't do that.
I am planning not to play. I'm not playing.
I'm planning on not playing.
I'm not playing.
He's going to play.
No, I'm
Obviously
not
he's going to play. Come back and brag about ripping 3 triples after hitting it to right field, and some girl with big titties couldn't chase the ball down.
I have no plans on playing Friday. I'm that.
You cannot be in this case. You're a young man. Well, relatively young man.
No, relatively young man.
You could still be playing in Major League Baseball.
Yes, if I on a professional level, if I had made that level, yeah, I could still be playing. But
And
right
yet,
now,
everything about you screams Grady. Everything is Grady. Everything's coming up Grady.
I mean, I've never had a really bad sports injury. When I played in leagues, I never missed a game because of injury.
Did you get your shoulder stuck in one of your nostrils?
No, I didn't get stuck in that.
I could wrench it.
I mean, but this is something that's been off and on for like 4 years now.
Well, why take it to Bobby Pantera?
Is that your jack shoulder?
No, it's
and
not.
we told you to stop bringing up health issues to people because they're starting to say you're loony.
He said, "Can I play?" I was like, "No, I can't play. I'm not healthy." Why?
He wants you to meet some new guys.
I'm not well.
People out of work. Expand your comfort zone.
I have no problem with that, but I don't want to be like standing on the sideline either. I mean, if I see a game going on, I want to be in it. I want to play.
I don't think you do. Here's Stone. Stone, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ronnie.
Yes, sir.
I was going to point out maybe Paranoid's song about fatty pneumonia's coconut cupcakes could help explain Fez's ketchup bottle to the new listeners.
All right, there you go. There's a good point. Now that we're blowing up in the heartland, Fez, maybe people have to understand what exactly did she put on your ketchup bottle?
Yeah, this regular bottle of Heinz ketchup. She personalized the label to say, "Fatty pneumonia says tastes great on cupcakes."
Where is it, Dave?
I have it.
No, Earl, would you have found this an hour ago?
Yeah.
Bad shoulder and all.
Dave's in the cart rack.
Where everything should be.
Okay.
Oh, he's bad. He just does bad work.
That's the sugar.
Yeah. No, it's not.
It is.
It's the fucking lack of ability. I ain't blaming that on his diabetes.
That's the sugar making him stupid.
That fucker was born to lose.
Well, no, because it's not here. There's a missing space.
Oh, you want to go get it?
Yeah, I can get it.
And so we don't have to waste time.
I got it.
Then play it.
Oh, shit.
What was that?
That was the Earl Homeless song. That was my mistake. I have it, Earl, now. Thank you.
I don't remember the Earl Homeless song deal.
It was we were confronting Earl about being homeless.
Oh, yeah.
And it was put to Paul Simon's Homeless.
Okay, here's Paranoid.
Why are you what did you do to the mics that were now in a gutter?
He just dropped underwater. The submarine went underwater, Fez, and what you're hearing is it bouncing off the periscope.
How did you break the whole show?
I didn't touch anything.
Here's the stupid song. Seriously. Dave, step up, walk out of there. Walk out of that fucking room. Walk out of the adults' room. You mongoloid. Get out of that room. I don't want to see you in there. Sit on the fucking couch. Sit on the Big A couch. Dave, sit out there like you're Big A. I want to see you on the couch so I know you won't touch anything.
There he is on the couch. Big R. Big retard.
Sit there on the couch. Move over so I can fucking see your shame and Fez can see your shame. We both want to look at you. You've been taken out of the adult room.
Oh, look, he's looking around at other staff members in the building, and he knows he's been shamed. He's on the shame couch, and he's really embarrassed looking around at the other people that now know that he's on the shame couch.
Dave, don't talk to others. You lost the privilege that you can communicate with humans. You sit there because you're branded. You're branded for not knowing your job.
Danny from O&A just walked up to the couch and just shook his head in disgust at him.
You're disgusting.
Look at you. You're dirty. You're dirty and you're sugary.
And then hang his piss sheets up so everybody can see him when they walk by the house. So they know a P-boy lives here.
Dirty boy.
All right, here's the song. Let's reset it up for the 4th time now.
Crazy Jen sent me a personalized bottle of Heinz ketchup. On the label she had written there, Fatty Pneumonia says tastes great on cupcakes. Here's the song to explain it.
Fatty pneumonia!
Fatty pneumonia! Fatty pneumonia! Fatty pneumonia!
Fatty pneumonia!
Fatty pneumonia! Fatty pneumonia! Fatty pneumonia!
Fatty pneumonia!
Fatty pneumonia never left the house.
All the neighborhood kids used to scream and shout.
Hey!
Look at Fatty staring out the window again. Fatty always had food, but he never had friends. Mama never let him out. 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 He was always too sick to go out and play.
Fatty pneumonia!
One day, Fatty made love to a cupcake.
Fatty pneumonia!
One day, Fatty made love to a cupcake.
Fatty pneumonia!
Fatty made love to a cupcake.
Fatty pneumonia!
Fatty
made love to a cupcake. Fatty made love to a cupcake.
Fatty pneumonia!
That was the name the neighborhood kids gave you as a kid, huh? And that probably made you feel accepted and part of the gang, having a cool, fun nickname.
Just the opposite.
Huh?
Just the opposite happened. I was called Fatty Pneumonia by the other kids because I was sickly as a child and also overweight. Usually a combo you don't see in most sickly children.
And what was your nickname, Earl? Was it Sickly McBrain Shoulder?
Actually, believe it or not, I was always Corey's brother. I didn't even have a name because my brother was like the coolest kid.
Cool one?
He was the coolest guy in the neighborhood.
And he never hangs around with you, huh?
Not anymore, but we were inseparable. People thought we were twins.
What went wrong, finally? Where he stopped talking to you?
We still talk and we still get along, but we just don't hang anymore. He's kind of a loner now.
Hey, Smoke, you're on Ron and Fez.
Tonight on House, a big bald end comes in with what appears to be sickle cell anemia, but it is really a worm-based anal infection. Can House save this black man before his important intramural softball game?
This is as funny as any sketch on that Blue Collar TV show. Dave, you're sitting out there on your couch. How you feeling? You're fucking branded. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Fez, we will test his blood sugar. Give me the rules one more time so I know who's paying for lunch.
All right, we have a very nice lunch on the line. If his blood sugar level is over 120, I win. You're paying for lunch. If it's below 120, which I doubt, I have to take you to lunch.
I believe he's going to come in at under 120. I think if you set even a pretty high bar for him at 120.
Oh, yeah, because with a normal non-diabetic, he shouldn't be above 90, actually. But I'm giving him my parameters, being a diabetic, my under-control diabetes.
Can I have 2 steaks?
No, you can't have 2 steaks.
Why not?
If he's really, really low. But if he goes over 300, like I think he could...
Well, here's what I'll do. I'm going to order the first steak, and then the second steak I'm going to order uncooked and put in a cooler. And just take that home for a later time. Yeah, don't even bother cooking it. Just put it on ice.
And here's your cooler, sir. What? When did he get that?
Hey, I heard Wiki said he didn't like Bobby Flay's place.
Yeah, I guess he went to Bobby Flay's for brunch and said he didn't like it. His girl's omelet was overcooked.
You're crazy, Wiki.
He complained about everything.
All right, that's it. That's the end of our time. Every time we take him out for dinner, and when we do take him out, it's with his credit card. But we take him to a fabulous place. Now he's acting like we have no taste.
Yeah, when he's the one who has taste for shit. It's KFC mashed potato bowls for him from now on.
Is that what he normally eats on his own?
He loves those mashed potato bowls. It's the layers. Mashed potatoes, gravy, corn, chicken, and cheese.
I'm fucking starving. What kind of potato bowls we got back there, Earl?
I think we only have one potato bowl and it's empty.
Go sit on the couch next to Dave. Get on the couch. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We're going to check Sweetie's diabetes record.
Sweetie's diabetes.
You better come in under 120, motherfucker. I don't feel like paying for lunch. Ron and Fez Show.
It's the Ron and Fez Show, XM 202. Ron and Fez, XM 202.
It's the adventures of the Gumshoe Gang, the world's worst kids detective agency. Today's episode, the Decathlon of Death.
Gee, Ralphie, I'm so excited about the big track meet tomorrow. With Jimmy on our team, we're sure to win.
Don't get too excited yet, Butterball. I have a suspicious feeling about this Jimmy.
What are you talking about, Ralphie?
Have you ever noticed Jimmy wins all the events he ever enters?
Sure, Jimmy's the best.
The best? Or the best at cheating?
Cheating? Jimmy? Are you sure, Ralphie?
I'm sure, Butterball. I saw that character in the nurse's office, and she was giving him a shot.
Ralphie, you mean?
That's right, Butterball. Jimmy, the big track star, is on steroids. And if we don't stop him from winning that track meet tomorrow, well, he'll be sending out a message to kids that it's okay to use steroids.
Then it looks like this is a job for the Gumshoe Gang.
The very next day, at the big track meet,
there's Jimmy. You distract him, Butterball. I'll make sure he never even starts that race.
Right, Ralphie. Hey, Jimmy. Good luck today, pal.
Gee, thanks, Butterball. You too.
I can't distract him anymore. Grab him now, Ralphie.
Jimmy, your cheating days are over, you mug. You steroid freak.
Ralphie, what are you doing? Ow, let go.
Butterball, the steroids have made him too strong for me. Hand me something.
All I got is this javelin.
Throw it.
Ow! I only hit him in the thigh, Ralphie. He's still struggling.
Find something else. He's in a roid rage.
Here, Ralphie. Here's the starter pistol.
Great job, Butterball. That did it. Good work.
Ralphie, Butterball, what's going on here? What happened to Jimmy?
Don't worry, Coach Earl. Ralphie found out that Jimmy was using performance-enhancing drugs, and we stabbed and shot him before he could even cheat at this track meet.
Yeah, that's right. I saw the school nurse giving him a steroid injection. She's in on it too, Coach Earl.
Boys, Jimmy wasn't on steroids. He's diabetic. The nurse was giving him a shot of insulin. Now go to the principal's office immediately.
We're sorry. Gee, Ralphie, who could have known? That Jimmy was really fast for a diabetic.
Hold it, Butterball. Look over there on the baseball field. Petey, our star baseball player, just happened to hit yet another home run.
Ralphie, you mean?
That's right, Butterball. I hope you still got that starter pistol, because it looks like another job for
the Gumshoe Gang.
All right, buds. It's about time we get this whole thing going. It is going to be Eastside Dave versus Fez. Fez, you believe Eastside Dave diabetic?
I think he's very diabetic. I think he's got all the symptoms, especially when he talks about how his eyes are bad, and he cannot handle his liquor, not a drop of it.
Now, when you found out you were diabetic, you started to become a lightweight drinking. After a lifetime of really, believe it or not, Fez is a guy who could put him away.
One can of beer would have me, beyond smashed. I would already be staggering after one can.
Now, how many drinks did you have yesterday before you put on your act and you start being a big fucking slush?
I don't know, a couple, 2 or 3, I guess.
And you're drunk in 2 or 3 drinks now?
With Jack and Cokes, probably. Or at least I feel it.
I don't think a man should be drunk after 3 Jack and Cokes. 2, you still should be allowed to drive legally.
Yeah.
Personally, I know I could drive 11, 12 Jack and Cokes. And I'm a guy who had to give myself a fucking time out.
Yeah, with beers, I think I can still have more than the hard liquor. But the hard liquor really does affect me somehow.
Do you think it's that you're diabetic?
No, I just think I'm probably getting allergic to hard liquor from years of drinking it too much.
All right, 866-RUN-0-FEZ, 866-RUN-0-FEZ. What is the cutoff number we have here, Fez?
Our cutoff number for the bet is 120 on the glucometer.
Here's Anthony. Anthony, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, buddy.
A normal person should be between 80 and 180 if they don't have diabetes.
120 is where we're at right now, though, right?
Yeah, because this is a fasting test. He hasn't had anything to eat, so his sugar should be, if he was a normal person, it shouldn't be any higher than 90. I think it's going to be above 120.
Are you fucking setting me up here? Because I heard him throw out a 180.
Oh, no. This is a fasting test.
So what should this animal do if he finds out that he's got the diabetes? Drink more?
Oh, no. He should go to his doctor and just let him know, hey, my friend did a blood test on me.
Yeah, but I mean, what would the doctor do?
Oh, then the doctor's going to check him out and see whether he needs to be on medication, or if it's worse than that and he needs to give himself insulin shots. What'll happen is he'll end up getting one of these machines, one of these testers, and he'll have to test himself like 2 to 3 times a day.
You still do that, Fez?
I'm down to 1 time a day.
Now, what I'd like to do is I find out he's sick, I want to feed him fucking sugar cubes.
No, that would hurt me from the way it sounds. I don't mind the little gadgets, but I wouldn't want to do the insulin shot. I don't like needles very much.
And it doesn't matter whether you like it or not. Nobody ever says to themselves, oh, I want to give myself insulin shots. It's a matter of whether you need help or not.
Why can't they just give me a pill instead? I mean, why does it have
Maybe
to be
they probably will. I don't think you're so far gone, we got to worry about you losing your feet like one of those idiots. But Fez and I have a buddy who died from not being treated properly with this. He kept on partying, even though he was on the insulin, and he ended up dying. And that kid had to be, 25, 26?
Yeah, very, very young, and was losing toes in the process, still wouldn't quit the partying.
And it was such a bittersweet day. I mean, it feels terrible to lose a friend, especially so young. I mean, it was just an awful thing. But the sweet part of it is there was $380 in his pocket before anybody in his family got there. As far as they know, I'll put it this way. He was broke. Jeez. Kids, right? I don't know. You go over your life and times, Fez, you got a lot to be proud to look back on. That's what I'm proud of that day. The quick thinking.
I'll be proud this day when I have successfully diagnosed a diabetic.
And let me also add to this, Fez. Don't step on me when I'm trying to teach some of the younger people. When someone dies and you're going through their pockets, remember, kids, cash money. You're going to want to grab a credit card, but they're going to trace it back to you. That's why I got to tell you, kids, time and time again, be like me. Go after folding money, no credit cards, they won't trace it back. By the way, you never leave a witness. Now, we're not running around like gun crazy ends shooting people on purpose. I'm saying if you have to, it's between you and them, you ain't got a choice. You're gonna make it, fellas. You believe in yourself. If you have a dream, big money without working, you gotta hustle. And you gotta do whatever it takes. Sometimes that means blood on your shoes. Better it's their blood than yours. That's our motto, kids. I love working with young people. They're like sponges. They take it all in. And Earl, don't cringe at me. I said gun crazy ends. I classed it up a little bit. All right, here we go. We're going to do this. If this fucker comes in over 120, I'm paying for lunch.
That's right.
You prick, you better be down. I'm serious.
I'm good, Mr. B. I'm good. Let's do it.
Wait, best part of the hair song. I can't believe the kids play this for me when I'm around. All right, take it off. It gets me too caught up. Don't fucking build me a statue. I don't want one, kids. I'd rather have money. All right, take them over there. What exactly are you going to be doing, Fez? You got this little machine.
Yeah, I got the One Touch Ultra Smart here. I put the test strip in it.
What this prick sent you back? It looks like a calculator.
Oh, yeah, this thing was, I think, about $90.
Really?
Yeah, and then you got to buy test strips to go in it, and then you got to buy the little lancet needles that you prick yourself with.
Do me a favor. Use the same needle you use. That way we'll find out if you're sick, if he starts turning colors.
So I put the test strip in the machine. Now what I have to do is stick his finger to get some blood to put on the test strip.
All right. So you're going to slice his finger open.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Turn your hand
I'm
over.
a little nervous about getting sliced, though.
What makes you nervous? You're just
Like-
getting your finger cut open.
The fact that there could be blood and whatnot.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here we go.
All right. Oh, Jesus! You didn't say it was going to hurt!
Oh, I had the tension on this way too high.
Oh.
That's supposed to be down low. That's for tougher skin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's more than a prick.
Hey, well, you love hearing that, don't you, Fez?
Yeah, look how orange his blood is. That is weird-looking blood. There is no darkness to the red at all.
Tangerine.
Oh, all right.
That looks candy sweet, my friend.
That's a lot of sugar. It's got a glaze to it.
I know. Drip some of that in my tea.
All right, we ready?
Yeah.
It'll take 5 seconds once it's on the strip.
You keep your sugar down, prick. Go in under 120.
Here we go.
Go in under
4,
120.
Sugar down.
3,
Sugar down.
2, 1.
Sugar down.
96.
Yeah! Thanks to all the Diabetes Challenge haters. Thanks. Yeah, baby. I knew I could do it, Mr. B.
Wow, way to go.
I knew I could do it.
Hey, I decided what I'm having, too. Surf and turf.
Oh, man.
I felt good, man.
Where are we going, Fez? Earl, break out the Zagats. I thought for sure I was fucking losing this bet.
I thought for sure I was winning one.
I had your narrow ass going to fucking Johnny Rockets if that was the case.
I can't wait to watch you eat. This is what a victory.
Yeah, I want you to do this. Wherever we go, come down, look through the window, and watch me eat a monster fucking lunch on Fez.
I can't wait.
You deserve it.
Thanks.
All right, so you're not diabetic according to this. You're a little high for normal, but not bad at all.
What are you, Fez?
Me, I'm usually around 103, 111. I go up there that high.
And that's you even watching yourself, right?
Yeah, that's me really working at it.
High number.
Pat, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, total shoot here, to use your words. Is Fezzy okay? He seems to be tripping on his words a lot today. He seems to be stumbling a bit.
He's diabetic.
I should check mine.
Take yours out of your nutsack, though. Why don't you check that?
You're not supposed to check nut blood.
Anything bother you today, Fez?
No, not that I can think of.
Stumbling around confused in a diabetic coma?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Do you change the needles
No.
for the machine? Because I don't want to be picking up any diabetes blood. No offense, Mr. W.
That's the fucking least of your problems you're going to get from this fucking carrier.
So, no, I think I feel good today. I don't feel dizzy or anything. Oh!
Does that really hurt you?
Yes, I forgot to change it back again.
You fucking idiot.
I try to play a joke on Dave, and I do it to myself.
That's fucking hysterical. So normally it doesn't hurt you like that?
No, because I get
bleed
used
like
to
a
it.
fucker, though. For just a little pinprick,
Yeah.
you were just pouring blood.
I'm a bleeder. Absolutely.
All right, so my medical theory was correct. He's a pussy.
Yeah, he just can't handle his alcohol at all.
And why are your eyes so bad?
I just think that maybe runs in the family. You know, it's going to happen one day. I'm going to get glaucoma.
Is that what your mom and dad had problems?
Grandma. You know, and I think, we got a lot of vision problems. Glaucoma, whatever it's called.
That's something nice. The only thing your family has ever handed down. Oakland's up 2-0, by the way.
At Minnesota.
And how many people have Minnesota going the whole way? There he is, Pitsy. Pitsy, I'm telling you right now, Subway Series. I can feel it. This town's going to go crazy. And Mets are going to win.
No way.
They are going to destroy the Yankees, and this is going to be the worst thing to happen to the Yankees since the Red Sox embarrassed them.
No. Can't happen. Not enough pitching, man.
Hey, Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, buddy.
My brother had diabetes. The only thing I can chime in on as far as liquor and beer, liquor's got a lot of sugar in it. That's why a lot of diabetics don't drink liquor. They stick with the beer, and they can usually drink a lot of it. And also, Dave, did your girlfriend ever yell and scream when she got a prick?
No, unfortunately, he hasn't even hit the fucking sides of that. So you come in higher than him.
Yeah, I'm 118.
You're watching yourself. He's not. See, it's all genetics, right?
Yeah, totally. He's doing whatever he wants.
I feel great about it, too.
He's running through candy stores, shoving everything in his mouth and drinking it down with booze.
This means more Sour Patch Kids for me when I go see the movie this Friday.
Go ahead and enjoy yourself. What movie are you going to?
Departed.
I can't wait. I feel like fucking calling off work and going to the first screening.
You know, in some places there will be a Thursday night midnight screening. So
where's some places?
New Jersey.
Well, yeah, don't come to me with generalizations. I don't fucking care for that. Earl, you were supposed to get me to go to premiere, and I didn't. I heard it was great too.
Yeah, they were. It was a benefit, and they asked for several $1,000s for the.
No problem. I love to spend $2,000 on a movie.
It was 10.
I'm so glad we didn't.
10? That's almost too steep for me. If that, I want fourth row in the middle. 10 grand. Fuck you. I guarantee you Regis didn't peel off 10 grand to go to that thing.
I'm so glad that wasn't the diabetes bet. Loser pays for the movie.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Your words are stumbling. You're starting to...
Am I?
Since the blood. Starting to... Everything's starting to spin.
I'll get queasy. Wheezy will get queasy.
How's everything else been going in your life, Fezzy?
Doing all right.
You feeling okay health-wise? I didn't notice this stumbling today. Did you pick up on it, Dave?
No, I didn't see it either.
Earl?
No, not at all. I mean, I sat right across from him.
I try to keep an eye on Grandma and find out if he's okay or not. I had him with me on Sunday, since you wouldn't take him. I like to keep Fez's weekends busy. I was hoping Mikey Boy would have taken you apple picking, like that poor eunuch had to do over the weekend. You know what? The whole thing of, I'm a couple, that's fucking great. Don't try to get me into the apple picking. There are fucking places that you could do that are too far. Apple picking and any kind of flea market bullshit, that's insane.
I understand wanting to do something together, but apple picking is work. It's like, why don't we just go rake leaves together? Why don't we go mow the lawn together?
Why can't we do something apart together? Why can't you go do something with your friends? I can go watch the fucking Fighting Irish. I've been watching every game. Why can't women see watching sports as a hobby?
Never happened. It's too long.
It doesn't matter. You think a guy who's a boat builder isn't in that fucking garage 12, 14 hours at a thing? If you want to sit there and do woodwork, you got to commit. Watching sports is the same thing. You can't watch some, or else you're a fucking idiot that barely knows what's going on out there. Hey, what was the big fine, Fez? You were saying you were going to tell me on the air.
Oh, yeah, that was Hainsworth, the guy from the Titans who stomped on the Dallas Cowboys' head, opened up a cut.
Twice.
Yeah, 5-game suspension.
5 games. That's quite a bit longer than I thought they were going to do. No money?
Oh, yeah, he's not getting paid for any of those games. So they said that comes to about not quite $200,000 with him.
Wow.
So 5 games, sitting out and not getting paid.
They should have fined him $200,000 and made him play. That way you're fucking working. Now, does he get to go to the games? Does he practice?
I don't know. I would think he has to stay away from the team. I think he's sitting at home on the sofa of shame.
How's that work out, Earl? Sofa of shame?
I thought he would have gotten a longer suspension. That was an ugly, ugly incident. I mean,
more than 5 games? Nobody gets 5 games.
Yeah, this is the biggest punishment ever for anything that's happened on the field.
And let's face it, what was it, a kick?
Well, he stomped on his head when the helmet came off, and then while his head was exposed, he stomped on him again.
I have a better system. He should get double the suspension that the guy is injured for. So if the guy's out for 2 weeks,
the guy will be playing next week.
So then he should be suspended for 1 week. That's all.
Why? The guy's not leaving any time.
But it should be relative to the injury. I mean, it's not a big deal if you step on his
30
face.
stitches is the problem. You're fucking deforming a person then.
Yeah, but if he's gonna be back next week, it's not a big deal.
I'm gonna leave it up to the king of college, my better. Earl, what exactly is your college bet record right now?
1-0.
1-0, 1,000%. 1,000%. Now my guy's on the pros, Fez Watley. Fez, what is yours?
Mine is I'm 1-1 now.
No, that's your thing against Jay Moore. What is your percentile? You're still not over 500, right?
Oh, no. Still not.
Earl's got twice the fucking record you have right now. And you went up against Jay Moore. Last night's game came down to what it was going. This is the big Hollywood versus Dollywood.
So last night was the tiebreaker. Jay Moore had the Eagles at home against the Packers. Eagles giving up 11. The game ends up 31-9. Jay Moore covers with the Eagles. He wins the week.
Can I just say something, Fez? A fool could have solved this one. A fool would have had to know the Eagles were going to cover.
This game was so close at halftime. I thought for sure I had this. I was getting 11 points. Favre finally had a good weekend the weekend before against Detroit.
Can I tell you 3 goddamn words? Fly, Eagles, fly. Remember that the next time you're betting.
So I turned it off last night when it went, I think, to 24-9. When it went to that, I thought, crap, and just turned it off.
I turned it off, put on a bootleg copy of Invincible. So you lose to Jay Moore, Fez.
Yeah, Jay Moore wins this weekend with a record of 7-6-1.
You lose, and not only that, in my opinion, you embarrass the show. Where if I got a black Earl, he comes through 1,000,000% for me. Thank you, Earl.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. This Eastside Dave, half a mutt, he comes in at a 96 on his sugar diabetes, comes through for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. B.
These are winners, Fez. These are guys I can depend upon.
Yeah, but I don't think I embarrassed the show. I was one off.
You let the show down.
I hate to think of it that way.
Did we win or lose?
Well, I lost. I lost this.
What's the name of the show? Just Fez?
No, it's the Ron and Fez show.
Ron and Fez.
Right.
Team. Ron and Fez. Now, it's not like we went out and lost to some gambling experts. We lost to a Hollywood actor, a comedian, a funny lad.
Guy who's very beatable.
Somebody that, thank you. I didn't expect you to be on my side. Somebody I expected you easily to win, Fez. And now, what's he walking around saying? What do you think Jay Moore is saying to his Hollywood friends like Scott Baio? What do you think he's saying? I beat the Ron and Fez team.
Well, he's bragging this week. He didn't do too good the weekend before.
Well, it seems like you have no problems with this, then. You don't feel any shame from it.
Well, it happens. That's what's going to happen in gambling. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Well, life goes on. A man becomes preeminent. He's expected to have enthusiasms.
Yeah.
Enthusiasms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
What am mine? What draws my admiration? What is it that gives me joy?
Dames.
Posing.
Cowbell.
Yeah.
Cowbell.
Cowbell. Yep.
A man, he stands alone at the plate. This is time for what? For individual achievement. He stands there alone. But in the field, what? Part of a team.
Team. Yeah.
Teamwork.
Yep. Team.
Teamwork.
It's true.
Looks, throws, catches, hustles, part of one big team. Bats himself the livelong day, Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, and so on. If his team don't field, what is he? You follow me?
Yeah.
No one. Sunny day, the stands are full of fans. What does he have to say? I'm going out there for myself. But I get nowhere unless the team wins.
True. Teamwork. Yeah.
and Bennington. Fez Whatley, The Ron and Fez Show.
XM 202.
I was born and raised in New York City, in a housing project way up in the hood. I dressed in dark clothing, so folks started calling me Black Girl. Oh, and they used to laugh about it, 'cause deep down they knew they called me that 'cause I was as black as soot. I've always been a lazy man, a couch potato with a clicker in my hand. See, motivation I never had, hid in the shadows when the boss got mad. For 20 years I never got a raise. I'm 33 and I never been late. I look busy but I'm not, I'm just walking around. I pick up some papers and I put them back down. One day I'm gonna stop paying my rent, live in a refrigerator box, never get out of bed. I'm Black Girl, a genuine lazy bum. I'll always make it through hard times at any W. Then one day some lame brains came and took O&A away. And at the age of 33, I felt like I was carrying the weight of the whole station on my shoulders. And Ron and Fez knew what I was going through. Every morning I'd unlock the door, lay down and I'd sleep a little more. Then I put away the bathroom key. Everybody was depending on me. I eat a chicken wing with lemonade. Lord, give me strength to make another day. Times I felt I couldn't go on. Push a button, throw a switch, answer the phone. Got lost in the van, I did my PSAs. 10 minutes work, gonna take me all day. I'm Black Girl, a genuine lazy bum. I'll always make it through hard times at any W. I could hear Stopso say, Black Girl, you're a genuine lazy bum. You'll always make it through hard times at any W. Ken and Jeremy say, Black Girl, you're a genuine lazy bum.
Back with the Ron and Fez Show. 866-RON-0-FEZ. That's 866-766-0339.
Macy Gray's supposed to be calling us today. Running a little late.
Just a bit, yes.
CBT time?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's on Planet Macy.
Oh, yeah. She's quite the character. What is she promoting anyway, Fez?
She's got a couple things going on. She's going to be...
Any of them making any sense?
She's going to be at the Apple Store in Soho. Is that tonight, Earl, from 8 to 11?
Yes, that's tonight.
So that's part of an anniversary celebration for Edutopia magazine, part of the George Lucas Foundation. She's also got a new clothing line, the Natalie Hines collection.
Yeah, because when I see Macy Gray, I'm thinking, how can I look like that?
And then her new CD is coming out next February. Big is the name of that.
Earl, that's her name?
Yeah, Natalie Hines.
That actually is a pretty damn good name.
I think it's a great stage name.
Yeah.
A name, period. But
she dropped it from Macy Gray. Over under that she'll call. Earl, where are you on this?
Under.
Yeah, me too. I don't think it's going to happen. Fez, here's the man that defeated you. Although, once again, it took the Monday night for you guys to figure it out. It's Jay Moore. How you doing, Jay?
Way under. Good luck. Wait for that shuffling spook to call.
All right.
No. There's a ghost on the line.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Hold on. Halloween's coming up.
Oh, okay, good.
And there's haunted houses all over town where they shuffle around and say, "Whoa!" And I just don't think they're going to call. I think maybe they call tomorrow. I just did a movie with one, and he was 2 hours late, so I left.
Well, we have to interact with people. We live in New York. We're not in L.A. We have to interact, so we can't laugh at all that.
You guys are getting good guests. Good for you. Hey, Ben left O&A?
Oh, yeah, it happened some time ago.
Was it because of he said basically what I've been posting?
No, nobody's getting involved in that. You're going to find yourself with JV and Elvis if you're not careful.
I don't know what that means, sir.
Exactly.
Oh, you will.
Right.
Exactly.
Hi, Tappy.
How's everything with you, Jay? You come up with a big win over Fez.
It's good. I mean, it's still an early season, and I haven't really separated. I mean, what were they, 7-6-1? That's not exactly a thundering herd.
of Marshall.
No, it's
But-
not. We'd be losing money right now.
Not 7-6-1, you wouldn't. Well, the push would kill us, yeah.
Well, Fez, you didn't even have it that large, did you?
No, I was 6-7-1.
Yeah, terrible.
Just awful.
Are we even on the season right now, on 2 weeks?
Yeah, where I won the first week we did it, you won this past week. So right now we're even.
Yeah, but the total games, I mean. Not week to week. You got to keep track of who won. So at the end of the season, you have a percentage of who was the real gambler.
Yeah, we're even right now. Because I beat you by 1 last week.
That was nice of you to take the Packers. I like when Brett Favre throwing interceptions to Brian Dawkins. Because you know what? That's what Brian Dawkins does. He puts on his cleats and says, I don't want to hit anybody today. I want to play receiver.
It's just amazing to me that Brett Favre is still out there just gunning the ball every fucking way. If this was anyone else, they'd be calling for his head. But he's Brett Favre.
Yeah, he's just chucking it up in the air. No idea where it's going.
And once he gets going, it's like a stutter. He cannot stop. Once he throws a pick, he's going to throw 3 more.
You want to hear a joke that Bob Newhart told me this morning?
I would love it.
This guy goes to jail on the first night. He just hears one of the inmates yell out, 24! And everybody starts laughing, like the whole floor starts cracking up. And then from like way down, like 3 floors down, he hears, 15! And everybody starts laughing again, and he asks his cellmate, what's going on? He says, well, we all know all the jokes. We all know how they go. So to save time, we just yell out the number of the joke, and we think it's funny. He goes, can I try? The guy goes, yeah, sure. He goes, 22. And no one laughs. He goes, what happened? And cellmate goes, well, some people can tell jokes. Some people, you know.
No, nothing about that joke worked except for the Bob Newhart line. That was perfect.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah.
Why are you so mean?
Why are you hanging out with Bob Newhart? What happened there?
We're friends.
Really?
He's got a new book out called I Shouldn't Even Be Doing This.
I saw him the other night, about like a week or two ago at Elaine's. Was very, very impressed.
He likes his scotch at lunch. He's like your type of guy, man.
Yeah. He's a good man.
Oh, let me ask you this before Macy Gray calls up, because I know she's just running a few minutes late. We're going to hang on for Macy Gray, Grammy Award-winning Macy Gray. And I'd like to make love to her because she talks like a baby.
Yeah,
she talks like and that might be kind of cool to just be fucking railing someone, having me going,
it hurts. It hurts.
I don't think she'd be saying that, bro.
Well, you make her. You put a fucking gun to her head and say, this is what I need. You know what? Here's the thing, ladies. We don't want truth. Just give us the lines that work all the time. And they know what they are.
Yeah. You know what I get? This is new for me. This is what I like. I like smacking someone in the face.
Yeah.
Because they're dirty pigs.
But see, they have to understand it's not a real smack. It's performance.
I'm a dirty Madonna horse pig flap.
No, you don't leave a bruise, right?
No, she got to go to work in the morning.
Like a gentleman. You fucking just give her a nice whack, but it's a stage.
Gentleman.
That's classy.
I take my fingers out of her mouth just long enough to give her a quick smack and a choke, and then I put one all over.
No. Okay.
Hey, God damn it. Oh, I downloaded somehow on my computer, somebody on Whackbag put a link to an old show of yours, and it got onto my iPod, and I was on a flight to Kansas City, and I listened to like 45 minutes of the show. You can tell me, I'll take your answer off the air. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Is there like a place, ronfez.net or something, where I can just keep downloading like samples of the show and putting it on my iPod?
Yeah, Mikey Boy has a bunch of those at ronfez.net. Everybody is interested in this but Earl. Earl, this is something I would like you to do. Take a little interest in this, and maybe some of those we can even be playing. So, Fez can go out and check his blood sugar level during the show.
I hate doing cardio, so when I exercise, I've heard every album in the fucking world on my iPod already, and I can't fool myself anymore. So yesterday I was running, and I ran for a half hour. I didn't even know. A half hour went by listening to the guys.
See, that's what I want
to... It was the one where you said you started the show by saying, go upstairs, get me a bottle of vodka. Go get me a bottle of vodka. Call Spanish Johnny and tell him I need to take the pain away.
I don't even remember any of that. I don't know how any of these things start.
Well, that's what I'm here for, bitch.
Yeah.
Do you think it's smart to market our show as a workout audio tape?
Yeah, it's not really.
Well, if you're that entertaining, yeah. For you, look, Fez, you got to do whatever you can to promote yourself, because you're holding Ronnie back.
There is some of that, and I don't mind. I don't mind, because everybody has a cross to bear. My cross is you, Fez.
I shouldn't be your cross.
Well,
I should be your bear.
I wish David was my cross. He's not. I got you. I got Johnny Wonder. Yeah. Yeah, where's Macy? Macy Gray.
What's that mean, nigga? I'll fucking kick your ass, man.
Gotta say goodbye on a show.
Is she still big, girl? Is it still happening for her? I don't know what's going on.
Oh, yes.
Oh, what?
She has a
What did your doctor say?
Yeah.
What did those doctors say?
A sinus condition.
A what?
Sinus condition.
Oh, my God. Dr. Vinny Boombatz?
Yeah, Vinny Boombatz. You know my doctor.
Earl throws that out there like the doctor said the sinuses made you faint. Where he's just saying you may have a sinus condition. He never said that's what made you faint.
That's true.
Earl, you have a panic disorder, and you have to go to a psychopharmacologist and get medicine for your brain.
Let me tell you a story. This is a fucking true story. As the show starts today, Terry Gilliam gets here a little earlier than we expected, so I'm asking Earl a couple of questions. He thinks my questions mean I'm mad at him. It doesn't. I'm going, what is, when is this movie coming out? Does he have anything that he wants to promote with the soundtrack? Earl looks so terrified that I'm talking to him that he almost passed out before the show today. Febreze, what, a scale of 1 to 10, how close were you to fucking fate?
6, 7.
So why do I have to be at the point I can't talk to my producer without him thinking, Ron has me one-on-one, I better pass out? Now
Why don't you hire Ben? Why don't you just hire Ben? He's available.
What do you think, girl?
No, I can handle it.
You can handle if he hires Ben?
Is that a possibility? Earl, why don't you do this? Call Opie. Say, I don't know what I'm doing. The little joke you played on Ron is fucking already played itself out. We all had a good laugh at it. Now can Ben come in and work? And do the real work? Why are you on the other phone like a rapper?
No.
Like you don't have fucking time for us. You have to be sitting talking to somebody else.
No, I was calling regarding Macy Gray.
Try to say goodbye on a choke.
What'd you find out, P. Faney?
She's still running a few minutes late, and we're going to call her right now.
She's related to a psychopath.
I wasn't ignoring you. I was just
trying
to
answer Jay's question.
I've got everything under control. I got a grip on things.
Because you hate Ben? You don't want to see him land on his feet?
No, I love Ben like a brother, but I think I can handle this now. I have a good grip on things.
When you say like a brother, you mean like a black guy?
No, like a brother, blood brother.
Would you put on an afro wig when Macy Gray calls, and while I'm talking to her on the phone, I can look at you and it'll feel like all the same?
Just try to move your lips to her responses.
I always wanted to put on that apron that she wore to the VMAs a couple of years ago. She just had this apron that said, "My new album's coming out," and that's what she wore as her stage prop.
So you want to wear an apron because of that?
Makes no sense.
Why? Earl, make believe.
I just thought it was funny. That's all.
Make believe I'm my son. Ready?
Yeah.
Earl, answer all my questions, but I'm going to ask them all as my 4-year-old son. Okay?
Okay.
Why?
Why?
You wanted to wear an apron?
Yes, I wanted to wear an apron.
Why?
Because I thought it would be funny. I thought it would be a very humorous thing to do.
Why?
Because I generally don't wear an apron. It would look silly.
What's an ape?
All right, we got Macy Gray on this. Jay, you want to stay on? It'll kind of be like dinner for 5, and it'll be like we're all just sitting here having a cool meal together. And Earl, give us a little intro music from Macy Gray.
Perfect.
Plug, Fez.
Macy's going to be at the Apple Store in Soho tonight from 8 to 11. It'll be part of the second anniversary party for Edutopia magazine, part of the George Lucas Foundation. So that's where she will be this evening.
Macy Gray.
Hello.
Hey, how are you, darling?
I'm doing good.
Macy, we also have comedian Jay Moore on the line with us. Are you familiar with his work?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's a big fan of yours, and he also wanted to say hello.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
Macy, how are things in Macyland right now? What's going on?
Oh,
it's pretty groovy. It's going good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you doing tonight? What are you promoting?
George Lucas has a foundation called Edutopia, which is it's set up to reform education, to like revolutionize education and teach kids different ways to learn.
How did you hook up with George Lucas? It doesn't seem like you two would run in the same circles.
Well, actually, I went to USC, and so did he.
Oh, is that right? So it's a USC thing.
Did you play football? They're doing this thing tonight at the Apple Store in Soho, and they asked me.
Oh no, I know what that.
And I have a music school in LA, so it makes it, which is about the same thing.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's about like teaching kids education through the arts.
That's wonderful. Jay, are you involved in anything like this?
No. Well, I own a Mac. I've seen some George Lucas films, and I kind of always had a thing for Macy Gray. But you know me, I like the sisters.
What is it about you? You were telling us earlier it's Macy's voice.
Yeah, well, she sings like no other.
Yeah.
She's truly unique. She's got that, it's like the hip-hop Billie Holiday voice that she rolls with. And I like a girl that can roll into the VMAs with like a fifth of vodka and 3 joints in her afro. Like, that's my kind of woman.
You know, Macy, I was telling this, there's not a decade in American history you wouldn't have been a hit in.
Thank you.
You would have made it in every single decade. That voice fits in. It's perfect.
Macy, have you ever dated? Have you ever dated a white guy?
A couple.
Yeah. Gross? Was that gross?
No.
But I mean, like a Jay Moore, really white, blonde, almost Aryan.
No Aryans.
Yeah.
As of yet.
It would be more.
You know what they say, Macy. Once you go white, you know you've been licked right.
Did they say that?
You know, that has a little bit of truth to it.
Oh, is that right?
Really?
Yeah.
A black guy's not going to eat that, unless it's fried.
Oh, see, that's a myth. That's not true.
That's not true at all. Earl, I'll check with you. Earl, our producer. Earl?
Earl's never seen it.
What?
That is totally not true.
So you're into it in a big, big way?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right.
It's all about the swagger. It's all about the way the guy walks. That's how you can tell.
You have
to. I'll tell you what. Where are you going to be tonight? You're going to be at that Edutopia place?
Yes.
So I'm going to walk in with my swagger, and I'm leaving with Macy Gray.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to check out your swagger, and then I'll know.
That would be perfect. I'd love to see you guys do a project together, some kind of film with the two of you. I say you're both playing undercover cops.
Oh, Macy Gray and Jay Moore. I'll give you top billing, Macy.
Gray and Jay.
That'd be cool.
Freeze, sugar. Freeze.
Oh, hey, as long as I don't have to run.
You don't like running?
No, like if I don't have to chase anybody.
Why don't
Look, all I want you to be, if we make a movie together, I just need you to be on time.
No, I can't do that anymore.
You're on your own time, right? You're on Macy time.
That's the deal breaker.
As long as I don't have to be there, as long as I don't have to run, I'll do it.
You got to be on time. Don't make me call Monica.
I can't wait to see this film. Big night tonight, too. You go out and see Macy Gray.
At the Apple Store in Soho in New York City from 8 to 11 p.m., all celebrating Edutopia Magazine and the George Lucas Foundation.
It's going to be hot.
Macy, when are we getting a new album?
February 6th.
And what's it going to sound like? Are we going to
It's called Big, right? It's called Big?
Yeah, it's called Big. It's produced by Will.i.am and Justin Timberlake and Jared and Whitey and Ron and Fez. It's awesome.
Now, is this like the film Big? Did you see the film Big and now you're doing,
No.
Okay, I don't know. What's the sound, Macy? Are we staying soul?
Yeah, it's soul, but
R&B?
it's like soul and crack. It's like hip-hop, soul, and crack. It's
I
really
love
dope.
it. I love it.
You gotta hear
Macy, you need to date Jay Moore. You need to go out with a nice white guy with some street cred. Brothers like me.
Is that right?
In the street.
I don't think you do, Jay.
Swagger?
He does have the swagger.
You got the swagger.
Suicide Kings? Come on, that was a good one for the brothers.
You know,
like Suicide Kings.
You know who you would love, Macy, is Jimmy Swaggart. I think would be perfect for you.
All right, Macy, I got Serena Williams on the other line calling me up. I got to go.
All right, see you later, Jay. All right, there, Macy, that was a dream come true for Jay Moore.
Oh, exactly.
I can't wait to hear the new album. And
thank you. Try to come tonight, you guys.
Everybody's going to be out to see you.
It's going to be hot.
All right, wear something tight, okay?
Real tight.
All right, bye-bye, honey.
Bye.
There she goes, Fuzzy. Macy Gray.
Macy Gray. She's going to be at the Apple Store in Soho. That is tonight, starting at 8 o'clock, all for Edutopia magazine, the George Lucas Foundation.
She's related to a psychopath.
She's adorable. I agree with that, though. She could have sang jazz. There's no fucking doubt. She would have been perfect in the 50s and the early rock thing. 60s, she would have been like girl group. 70s, soul. 80s, whatever the fuck she wanted to do. And then she, broke out in the 90s anyway. There's no time that she wouldn't have made it.
Absolutely timeless. Amazing voice, too. Great, and always the arrangements that always just wrap it around that great voice of hers. I love her to death.
But then you got to talk to people, and they're like, well, she has crazy hair. Shut the fuck up. You have a woman bringing you soul in this plastic world that you've picked out for yourself, that you're living in.
I remember seeing her, I think she opened for, it was like one of these odd bills, like her and I think like Stone Temple Pilots, and all like the grunge kids were totally into her. They were completely into her.
How could you not be?
I mean, and she just ate the crowd. The crowd just ate her up. She came out with this big giant, it looked like a big giant house coat with Macy Gray laminated on the back.
Thank you for putting on the afro wig, too, and lip syncing, because I really felt like I was talking to her.
Like video conferencing.
My mouth was moving too slow. It's like, doing the whole when you see the video.
Hey, Jay, I like a swagger. Jimmy Swagger.
That was very exciting for me.
You broke
Let's
her
try
up.
to get her to come in, Earl. And we'll book her over 8-9 days, so we'll give her a long fucking berth that she can come in and do the show.
Give her a week window to come in.
Yeah.
If she hits it, it's perfect.
Yeah, even if she doesn't, it's well worth taking the shot.
We'd love to have her in. She's a sweetheart.
Well, this is Jay's thing of like, I want to talk. Now I have to go. I say that the Macy Gray thing is awkward, and my pancakes have shown up.
He's crazier than she is.
Why? Because he beat you this week?
Yeah. On luck. Pure luck.
How could you lose to Hollywood?
See, I'm a New York City guy.
You're Dollywood, and of course Earl is Bollywood. I've got my 3 woods all lined up.
So I don't have, handlers and agents and managers making my picks for me.
Nope. First of all, wouldn't he do better?
Yeah, probably.
Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Macy Gray opened for Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah? What's your
and
point?
not Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I hate talking about music because then everybody has to call it. I'm still getting fucking stupid emails about 311 and what it means. I just wish people would listen to music and let it go. I was telling that to Terry, my good friend Terry Gilliam. I'm going out to lunch with him, Eric Idle, John Cleese.
I want to go to the Python lunch.
Great. Well, it's going to be at McDonald's. Why don't you go there now and I'll meet you. Tell Terry I'll meet him at the real place.
I'll get to McDonald's and I'll be there by myself asking for Monty Python, and they're going to act like I'm an idiot.
I don't even think you'd have to say a word.
They're going to think I'm crazy.
Yeah, they will. I'm sitting worried about you getting locked up. Tommy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Hero. Hey, Fez.
Hey, buddy.
I just want to know if you guys heard Jay Moore ordering breakfast during the big interview.
Yeah, he was. Well, first of all, Jay, I don't know what his, little O&A thing is. I think that he's deciding that now that O&A are blowing up, he's like one of those kids that he wants to be part of the backlash of, I liked them before they were cool. So he has to take those little shots all the time at the boys.
He's kind of like the angry guy in the bar in that movie Invincible with Marky Mark, where he just, it's something there. He's happy, but you can't express it. Avril Lavigne issued a statement apologizing for spitting at the paparazzi 2 nights in a row.
I don't think I would mind if what's her name? Avril? Avril spit on me because she's like a little child. Like I saw this. It's online. It's at TMZ website. Have you ever seen that, Fez?
Oh, I've seen some stuff on there.
So they actually have her spitting on the paparazzi, and it sounds terrible, but so's the paparazzi. They don't leave these fucking people alone.
She did it twice, I really don't see how apologetic she is. If it's happening night after night.
She's sorry that there's bad publicity, is what she's sorry about. I'm sorry. I didn't think anyone would pick up on me spitting on people. That's one of your beefs, Fez, right? You hate that?
Yeah, I don't like spitting. I don't like when there's someone, I mean, never mind spitting in someone's face. I don't like people, like, just walking along and spitting on the sidewalk.
What if they have to spit?
I don't know, just into a waste can or something. Just that...
You want a spittoon like the old days.
Please.
Ping! Remember in the movies there'd always be ping? Like, what kind of spit is going to give you a metallic ping sound?
Yeah, like they're spitting ball bearings.
You hate any spitting.
Uh-huh.
What else bugs you?
Any sort of loud talking on a cell phone will drive me insane. If someone, you know, if you're in a crowded place and you're trying to talk, and someone is just going at it on their cell phone.
But it wouldn't bother you if two people were talking loud, right?
Yeah, I think that would bother me too. If
what you want is the earth all to yourself. Can we put up a thing where Fez has no interaction with humans?
Get him like a giant bubble or something?
Okay, what about a big bubble you walk around in? No spit, no talking in that bubble.
I don't mind a bubble. I just want some consideration.
All right, I got a new thing, and normally things don't freak me out. Normally, I'm a live and let live type of gal. But this is one that I noticed. People that they have a bird cage, but they leave the cage door open and let the birds fly around the house. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
I do not like the idea of a bird in an enclosed thing. I keep feeling like it's going to hit something and the wings are going to break off. Like, I'm very comfortable with a bird outside. A bird inside, I'm not comfortable with at all. I honestly believe it's going to be injured.
Well, a bird in a house, a bird is never going to go lay down like a dog or a cat, find its spot where it's comfortable. A bird, it flies. It's going to constantly be looking for more room to fly.
And they're kind of ratty. I mean, it's like a rat is flying around. There are people in Florida that own big lizards, and they let the lizards walk around freely. You'll see them on the wall, walking on the floor, and I'm like, thank you, I won't be fucking staying here for tea. It ain't happening. I can't fucking deal. Now my new thing is a bird. It's their little wings don't look powerful enough to be zipping in and out of places. Tracy does this at her house. I find it despicable, Fez.
It's just awful. I can't, yeah.
Why don't you go over there and listen to the fucking...
Oh, that's really gross.
And I just want, you think, am I going to open the door? Is it going to get out? It's fucking awful. Earl, you ever had to deal with this before?
I had a friend of mine who had a bird and would not keep him in the cage, and it was like it was like a parrot or something. It was just so annoying because you never could see it, you just heard it.
But it doesn't seem like it's going to break its wing. It's going to be your fault.
Yeah, you always feel this sense of something's going to happen to this bird, and it's going to somehow be your fault because you just happen to be in the room.
It's not outside, and it's banging off these walls. It's not. I don't think they understand walls, mirrors, windows. All those things confuse them.
And it just wants to leave, and it's hoping you're the person that's going to open the door and not think it and let it out.
It's got to live the way nature wanted it to, inside a cage. Cage is where a bird belongs. That's all. Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron. Hey, I got that bird. I've had him for about 7 years now, and I say he's one of the most well-behaved and trained birds I had.
Yeah, but how can a bird be trained?
Well, he knows to go back to his cage when he's going to go to the bathroom. I got him potty trained.
But that's not what I'm talking about. It seems to me they're going to break their wings inside.
Or bust their beak on something, too.
A broken beak, anything that happened to its little talon, it just doesn't feel like it's able to pull this off.
But that's the purpose of the clipped wings. My friend has a parakeet named Chirpy, and the wings are clipped.
What's its name?
Chirpy.
What do you hang around with, 3-year-olds?
That's what he named them.
How old is this person?
29.
And you're going to come up with the name Chirpy. That's a 3-year-old name.
He asked me for advice.
I don't like the idea of clipped wings either.
Why?
It just seems like it's the worst thing you could do. It's like saying, oh, I have a human as a pet. I don't want it to run away. Let me slice its Achilles tendons. I mean, there's certain things that we do, I understand. You're going against nature. But not with something that wants to be with you, like a dog or a cat. When you take a bird, it's meant to fly. Oh, I don't want it to fly away. I'll cut its wings. To me, that's worse than eating any animal.
And when you're clipping wings, it actually seems like it would be very easy to snip some sort of wing bone while you're going through there.
It happens all the time, my friend. I'm glad you brought that up. Sometimes when you take them to the vet, they make a mistake, and that bird will never fly again. And this is what? Because you can't fucking... Because the birds outside aren't enough for you? Go to Central Park. You got nothing but birds. I could do whatever I want with them. They're fine. I'm fine with them. I don't feel the need to take one of them in my house.
Here's a pet peeve with the birds on the other side. Who the hell is feeding pigeons and seagulls and any other bird that does flops around like that?
You never been outside before? The elderly.
That drives me nuts. You're just making a mess. Quit feeding those things. They never leave.
Cliff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, I miss pre-heart attack soundboard Fez. Chirpy and Friendly, are you seeing a pattern here?
Yeah, Chirpy, Friendly, it's fucking... It's embarrassing, the names you come up with, Dave.
But these are just little...
What is your name? Seffi? Just sitting here, coming up with children names one after another?
You gotta come up with a fun nickname for something.
Friendly. Chirpy.
Yeah.
Zero. Hey, Zero, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you?
Hello?
Yeah, what's happening, buddy?
Oh, I got a 5-year-old cockatiel named Admiral Bird the Bird, and the thing's a frickin' idiot. Bounces off walls. Never broken a wing, but I'm kind of wishing he would.
I do not like the sound, and they all bounce off the walls. The birds inside bounce off walls, and it's disgusting.
The big birds are even worse. Here's a pet peeve. I'm going down the sidewalk the other day.
All drunked up.
Some woman's walking up behind me. Just as she's passing me on the side, pops her gum so loud it echoed in my ear. I don't understand the gum popping. That is a pet peeve.
Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, how you guys doing?
Good, buddy.
Listen, I live down in Key West, and it seems like everybody down here has to have a bird or a lizard.
Very true. Key West, South Florida, known for bird pets.
It's ridiculous, and the worst thing is, they fly, but the thing is they shit all over the place.
Yeah.
They shit on the couches. It's awful.
Now, I saw a thing on TV. Bird shit couldn't be any more dangerous for you. Not so much just one bird shit, but that extended bird shit. Like you'll see some places where the birds keep shitting over and over. You're looking at some disease that you can catch from that. And that's why I got worried when you were getting sick last year and you were saying that there was bird shitting all over your balcony.
Oh, yeah.
When you start to get that buildup, it becomes very dangerous, they said. Now, what happened with you there? You had somebody above you feeding, right?
Yeah, that's what happened, and the birds were shitting all over my balcony.
Because apparently, if they eat, they need to shit at the same time. Like, every time you see a bird eating, it's shitting. So if you feed them, they're going to shit. What happened? Did you do something with the people up top?
Yeah, I talked to the doorman, either him or the super talked to the people above me.
Yeah.
And I've been fairly shit-free for the past few months.
Congratulations.
Every now and then there's a little piece of bird shit out there. But that's
normal. I mean, your balcony's outside. That's not a problem. What you were experiencing were people lining up 40, 50 birds and dropping these fucking germs down on you.
Dive bomb, then that stuff dries up, turns into a powder, and blows in my house.
Hey, Mo, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie. Hey, Fezzy.
Hey, bud.
I had a parakeet when I was a kid, and, you clip wings so I can't fly high, like into a fan or something. And the bird would just fly back and forth, and the dog was sitting there watching it. Flew too close to the dog, and the dog just grabbed it and broke its neck. Hadn't had a bird since. Poor Scooter.
Did it break your heart?
It broke my heart, yes.
See, that's the thing where you act like, oh, I don't like birds. You start living with a bird, Fez, the day that bird that you always hated dies, you feel awful. I don't know what it is about animals, but they can make you feel worse than anybody.
A dog especially will make you come up to you and start, he loves you. You can tell that a dog loves you. A bird, you just got that chirping.
Greg, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you?
Good afternoon. You were wondering what it was, what kind of spit makes the metallic ding sound? Well, it's from the old days when they had the tobacco plugs in the spittoons, and they would spit out the tobacco plug, and they would hit the spittoon, and it would make the ding sound.
So the plug is what worked for him.
Yeah. And
Mike? Greg?
Yeah.
Big ass prize closet. Thank you very much for the fact.
You are welcome.
You know what that is, Fez? Fun fact. You got a little fun fact there that you can bring up later with your friends.
And you're going to go to the Big Ass Prize Closet, get a CD copy of the Ramones' Greatest Hits, courtesy of Rhino Entertainment. That's in stores now, or you can go to rhino.com for more information.
Here's David. You're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, David.
Steven?
They write down David, so I guess your name is Steven. Go ahead.
I got the name of that bird shit disease.
What is
it's
it?
It's called histoplasmosis.
And what exactly happens?
It's the same thing as tuberculosis. If you get a lot of it in your lungs, it's really bad.
Prize Closet Fez.
Sounds awful. You're going to get a CD copy of Don't You Know Who I Think I Was, the best of the replacements. That's also courtesy of Rhino Entertainment.
You know, Fezzy, I love when they come in with the facts. I love to hear things, know what they are.
I think Dylan had that condition a couple of years ago from, he had exposure to some bird crap somehow.
I was so worried that one show went by that you didn't say the name Dylan. We cannot stop Earl from talking about Dylan, telling his Dylan story, or bringing up a Dylan album. Have you noticed that lately, Earl, that you're doing that quite a bit?
No, I haven't, quite honestly. But
Dave, during his drunken stupor the other night, called me and said that you retold the Dylan story that you've told time and time again.
Oh, that's because he was like, in his drunken state, like, Earl, tell him the time you met Dylan. Tell him the time you met him.
Now, is that true, Dave, or the last thing you wanted to hear is the Dylan story?
Absolutely. He totally voluntarily did that because he perks up when chicks are around. West Side was there.
Right.
And he said, oh, let me tell the Bob Dylan story, because I just talk about how I just bought the new Dylan album.
5 times I have heard the Bob Dylan story. And like going to a play, every line, every nuance, every comma, pause, the same place.
Have you noticed the 20-minute part of the Dylan story where he talks about the cups of coffee?
Cups of coffee, yes.
That's the worst part of the story.
And yet it's in the story every time.
Cut it out. Director's cut, Earl.
Well, first of all, Dave, again, drunk off his ass, like, Earl, who was the most interesting? It's like, tell her who was the most interesting person you've ever met.
Yeah, you can lie with anybody.
No, and I said Johnny Cash. My first answer was Johnny Cash.
But you told the Dylan story, not the Johnny Cash.
Earl, you are telling the Dylan story quite a bit. You need to put that story on the back burner.
In the last 2 weeks, honestly, I've heard it at least 5 or 6 times.
And somehow you worked it into a bird shit conversation.
I will say this. I've heard it 5 times in 06. I have, every 2 months, have had the situation. Now, normally, there's a new person there every time. He has told it to me alone. But then I have to hear it as we're out to lunch or dinner with other people. And nothing changes in the Dylan story. If not, add some other details. I'm going to agree with Dave. Shit candy cups of coffee part. It does nothing to the story. It's not adding anything at all.
I just thought it was an interesting observation to his oddness, that's all.
Now, here's the thing. I love Dylan. I wish I had my own Dylan story. I don't. But I know there's got to be more than just one out there, and I'm hearing that one over and over.
And jazz it up. I mean, you got to make, I don't know, I don't want to say exaggerate, but jazz it up a little bit. Basically, the story boils down to Earl couldn't talk to Bob Dylan.
Yeah, it ends up not being a Dylan story, but more of an Earl story.
The last time I heard it, I got caught back in the office, where it's like I couldn't get around Earl to get out while he was telling it.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up, because somebody told me in Florida you told the Dylan story like it happened to you.
Oh, maybe.
I heard from Flipper when he goes, Fez met Dylan, huh? And I go, what? And I go, what did he tell you? Because I'm thinking, you know, because Flipper was going, oh, great, that Dylan's on XM. Flipper starts telling me the story that Fez told him, It's fucking Earl's story, except for it's either happened so many times, Fez thinks it happened to him, or it was just an easy thing to get over. When you have no life, you have this other... You owe him right now, Fez. Because everybody was impressed that you met Dylan.
You can have my Carrie Von Erich story if you want, Earl.
Boy, I've heard that one quite a few times.
Did you keep the cups of coffee version in it with you?
Yes.
Why?
He doesn't tell it right.
The cups of coffee. Or 86. Whatever.
Yeah, you don't 69 it. That means
Sorry,
you
86.
fucking lick its pussy while it's sucking your balls, you fucking idiot.
86.
What's it like to be you? Even when you're on top, you find a way to somehow dive into the bottom.
86.
As you're pinning Earl, you find a way to get underneath him and get your own shoulders on the mat.
They're both numbers. 86 is what I meant.
My new story I'm going to tell is Terry Gilliam. I'm going to tell that along with Jay Moore and Macy Gray on the phone together.
Yeah, you were doing a little matchmaking with Jay and Macy.
I think of it as producing. You know what I want to be as a film producer, because you don't have to do anything but put people together and projects. Fez, I want you to write a script.
That's going to be hard.
Earl, I want you to scout locations. Dave,
yeah.
I want you to clean up the office a little bit. It looks like shit back there.
That's not good.
We have to take a meeting.
Yeah.
Come on.
Later we're going to be talking to people.
I got skills.
Fez, how's that script coming along?
Well, nothing so far.
Nothing?
I don't have anything so far. I just got Gray and Jay as a working title.
Get them down. Macy plays Earl. Jay plays Dylan. Go from there. I love it. Everybody's doing these Dylan movies now.
I'm going to need a script doctor for the coffee cup scene.
I told the script doctor I was in love with you.
Get Joe Esterhaus for the coffee cup. Joe Esterhaus for the coffee cup scene. We have an in there.
Thought he said Westinghouse.
I think he did.
Joe Westinghouse just came in here.
He's so diabetic.
Well, look who... No, he's not. I wish... We'll give him another one real quick. He came in as a 96. You think it's because he didn't eat anything?
No, that's actually a little high for not eating anything. He probably shouldn't be above 90, but we did set it.
Yeah.
At 120, because I wouldn't have been shocked to see 300, 400 on him.
I thought I was taking you out to lunch, Fez. I really did.
So did I.
Can't believe. Where do you think you're taking me?
I'm not sure.
Can't wait.
Now, you're not going to do the little trick with this time, are you?
No, I think it's set right.
Okay. Thank you. Ah!
Yeah, a little too tight there.
A little too tight on?
A little too tight.
Look at the orange blood come pouring out of him.
Ew.
God, you just flow.
It's thick, too.
Half this blood is water.
Thick and juicy blood.
He went up.
99.
99.
Call 86.
Well, I did have a couple Hershey Kisses after I passed the challenge.
Where the fuck are these Hershey Kisses?
I kept them in my pocket. I had them in my apartment, frozen.
Oh, forget it. I don't want anything out of your pocket or apartment. I don't know what's grosser sounding. I'd rather be around runaway birds. Kevin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Big ass, yeah. Hey, Earl is just like that character from I Heart Huckabees, Jude Law, where he tells the same Shania Twain story
Doesn't
over and over
like
again.
chicken salad. Won't eat mayonnaise. Won't do it.
Hates the mayo.
Yeah. Hates the mayo. Won't have anything to do with it.
Fun and interesting story.
No, you know what? Maybe it is, Earl, but you can't hear it over and over. I mean, the only thing I can hear over and over is when a woman tells me when she was raped. I make her repeat that over and over. Then what did he do to you? How did that make you feel?
God, how many times?
Endless.
Wow.
Just till I calmed down, I told her to shut up and lay there in your shame. Don't you dare clean that off. You sit there in your shame and think about what you've done. Look at Jay telling us that he slaps his chick right in the face.
And loving it.
Who wouldn't?
He's a little hardcore today.
Yeah, well, you know, he's a winner. He's a lucky winner. He embarrassed the show. He fucking beat Dollywood. Congratulations, Jay. What, you never smack your chick?
Oh, no. I mean, on the rump maybe, but never in the face.
Ever trying to get a finger in the ace while you're doing it?
Of course, every time.
She go for it?
Absolutely not.
No?
No. I tried the other day. She did the actual took my hand and removed it even from the ass region.
Yeah.
Because she knew I was going to try for the pinky or something.
I'll actually do that to a woman that when she starts to fuck around, I go, don't play this game, sonny. I'll fucking break your wrist. I catch you back there again. I'm not going to deal with that. That's asking way too much. Earl, what about your lunatic? They got out of the nut hut. Any ace action?
When's her next pass?
Ace Ventura?
No anal action.
You don't even want to see her again, right?
You know what? Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing her again.
Sure, for 15 minutes.
Probably.
Under heavy guard.
After the fact, he's fucking going, look at the price I paid. Amazing crazy girl sex. Now I got a crazy girl in my hand. 2-0 right now, Fezzy. Game 1, we're top of the 7th. Oakland leading the Twins.
Johan Santana pitching a good game, but
now we're at the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, they loaded the bases with one out and didn't get anything out of it. Oakland.
I love when you tell that story, Earl. Mark, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I just want to find out if Fezzy was at least able to beat Patty this week since he couldn't beat Hollywood.
Yeah, you did beat Patty, right?
Yeah, I beat Stalker Patty. I beat her by 1 game. She is awful.
Congratulations, you're 1 game better than a homeless Starbucks employee. By the way, I mean, I love the fact of presents, but stop bringing presents to places that you work, because we know you didn't pay for them. Where this present right here, Fezzy, this is from the heart.
Yeah, that is from Michael from Wall, New Jersey, the Bruce Springsteen book. Greetings from E Street.
Wall, New Jersey's right around my hometown, too. So.
Is that right? Don't you wish you had a book like this?
It looks gorgeous, really.
And then these cigars from my good friend, Dr. Steve.
Sending some Don Rigos.
I'd love if you were like this kind of a friend, Timmy Fez.
You want my personalized ketchup that I got?
No, I want you to keep that because it has Fatty Pneumonia's name on it.
Crazy Jensen's personalized bottles of Heinz ketchup where you can put whatever you want on the label.
Mine says Ron Bennington and Friends on XM, the best thing going today.
Is that what it says?
Mm-hmm.
Mine says Fatty Pneumonia says tastes great on cupcakes.
You really put that on cupcakes?
No, I don't put it on cupcakes. And I try to get away from the name Fatty Pneumonia, a name I had to grow up with.
Why don't you run over that restaurant yesterday and get a $1 ketchup cupcake bite?
Those are little cavity fillers.
$1.03. Fun show today, Fezzy. I was just blown away. Earl, you get the Spirit Award today. You didn't faint, and you brought us Terry Gilliam.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Amazing stuff. Dave, you were a real drain on the show, and we were actually forced to sit on the couch for a while. Pitsy, you're always the best. I wish you were running things. And Fez, you lost another big bet.
One more. I'll get him next week.
I'll be standing next to the door with my coat on, ready for my fabulous lunch.
Terry Gilliam, check out his movie Tideland. It opens in New York City on October 13th at the IFC Center.
Telling people to go to it now.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And you can check out TidelandTheMovie.com online. And Macy Gray will be at the Apple Store in Soho tonight in New York City, 8 to 11 p.m., all part of the celebration of Edutopia magazine, part of the George Lucas Foundation.
I thought you were friends with George Lucas, Fez. You didn't even know about this.
No, I didn't know George Lucas was in town.
You gave that prick enough money over the years. You'd think he'd have a little more time for you than Macy Gray.
He puts an extra Jawa in a Star Wars DVD, and I go out to buy a new copy of it.
It is true. I wish it wasn't, but I gotta get it. This one's really gonna be good.
I gotta get this set. They say the lightsabers are brighter.
By the way, Terry Gilliam says he cannot even sit through those Star Wars films. Doesn't use any CGI. Hates them. I wish I would have brought it up to him. All right, that's it for us. On tomorrow, right after O&A. I guess I'll do their big announcement right now. Would that be okay, Earl?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. It seems that they're making a major change with...
That's the end of my show. Donk.
I watched it for a little while. I love to watch things on TV. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. satellite of love, satellite of love, satellite of love,
Ron Bennington, Fez Wadley, The Ron and Fez Show.
XM 202.